Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, actually, no. I'm not gonna change my shirt. Should have did that already. Give me a sec.
They're gonna see you change your shirt. Oh man. Well, my thing is looking fine. Well, I mean, I guess if it looks this way, What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? We back after a 2-week hiatus. Discord wasn't trying to work with niggas. It'd be like on and off type shit. It's back. You see, it's back like that now. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know about the hat, but it's gonna have to do. I got
Bro,
chair.
what? What is that hat, my nigga? What's wrong?
It's my old man hat, bro.
Nah, bro. This nigga
Why,
gotta go. This man gotta go. So Discord was giving me the same issue from last time where it's like jittery and shit, but if I look at it through OBS, it's fine. So I think last time that we tried to do this, we were fine, but for some reason Discord is making it look jittery, but it's actually fine.
No, because last time what happened was
Didn't it go out
like
too?
a lag.
Oh yeah, there was. I think.
It's like I would do this, and then like 4 or 5 seconds later, it'll be like.
That's a fact. I'm gonna just look through this shit.
Into the matrix.
I'm gonna look at this shit through OBS because it's not giving me that like little jittery shit and dropping frames like Discord is. But Discord, you're fucking trash, my nigga.
Trash water.
If this shit keeps going, bro, I promise you niggas will get on Zoom with the swiftness. Stop playing.
Ooh, I don't know. Our podcast is like hours long. We can only get like that 1 hour for Zoom.
Ew, really? They have a time limit?
Press the show. Yeah, they have a time limit.
That's
gross.
You have
to, like, pay for it though, unless you want like extra time or whatever.
Ew.
But, yeah, niggas ain't paying for Zoom.
That's gross. That's a fact. I'm not paying for that.
Wow, bro.
I'm not paying for that shit.
Haru, thanks for the hosts.
Oh, what's up, bro? We get back on Uvu, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Uvu
podcast.
Just brought back horrible memories for me. I don't ever mention that shit to me again.
Listen, y'all. It's been 2 weeks. I know y'all missed us talking our shit. Thompson's over there. Facts. Thompson's over there looking like somebody's fucking grandpa.
Having a fucking identity crisis.
He bought out the plaid pants Congo. Like, bro, what is going? I keep on telling y'all. Thompson has the body of like a 28-year-old, but he is an old ass nigga in there.
I'm an old man. Like
there was legit.
I'm really an old man. There's no there's no debate about it. I'm an old man.
I know he'll die on this hill, but listen, Raisin Bran, fucking what was that? Honey Smacks, and then you see, yo, a regular nigga would have had the all black Congo or anything. This man brought out the gray pinstripe Congo. Like, bro. You had to go out of your way
for a particular outfit. All right, yo, get off my back.
You have to go out of your way to buy that shit, bro. No, sir.
Listen.
No, sir.
Listen. It went with a particular outfit that I was going for a particular event, right? So, leave me alone.
And then you just chose to wear it right now. I see you.
Yeah, listen,
with the pink on too. Heard you.
Yes. My merch, my guy.
You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, we be chatting episode 28.
I know it's been 2 weeks now? Almost 3. If we wouldn't have went live today, it would have been 3 weeks.
It would have been 3 weeks, and we would have really failed all of you guys because we were on a 26-week streak.
That's a fact. But listen, technically it wasn't our fault. Literally, technically, it wasn't our fault.
Last week it was our fault.
Technology was not.
Oh no, actually, no, yeah. That first week, wasn't our fault because Discord was like acting crazy. And then last week, I had to go to the emergency room because I was stung by a wasp.
I'm saying,
so
bro.
that fucking sucked.
The forces of nature, they was against us, bro.
Yeah,
It was against us.
they were really trying to like keep us off the podcast, but you
I
know
don't
what?
know
We
why.
persevered. We made it.
You know,
You know, can't keep us down.
that's a fact. The Yeah, there's so much that has come out recently. I mean, we're pretty much like we all have to catch up, I guess, or at least speak about it in the podcast. These last like what 3 episodes of What If?
Yes, sir.
Dave Chappelle had a new stand up that dropped yesterday.
Yes, sir. I watched it already.
Venom 2
Fucking
came out last week, but I have not watched it yet.
tears. I've watched it. I'm mad I watched that, but not Shang-Chi. But then again, I didn't pay for Venom, so.
You watched
But I went
Venom
to
and
the
not
theater to see
Shang-Chi,
it.
bro.
I didn't buy the tickets, alright?
Somebody knew that you didn't watch Shang-Chi and took you to watch Venom instead. That's disrespectful.
So you talked to Reggie about that.
Bro, Reggie, what's up with you, bro? Did he watch Shang-Chi?
It's like for like the past week, I was like watching his dog, this guy, the biggest crackhead I've ever met, and
Who is dog?
yeah, and he like stopped by my place like pick up his like keys or whatever to his crib, and he's like, "Yeah, bro, we're to the movies." I'm like, okay.
Like right then and there.
Like right then and there, I was just like, all right. I mean, it wasn't really doing it. I had places like clean and shit like that, but I was also like, whatever. So when he pulled up, we went, and I mean, Venom was okay.
Just like the first one, I didn't hate the first one like everybody did. It was
The first one's actually better than this one.
I heard that. I heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
And the first one didn't really give us much either. Like
we got more Woody Harrelson than we got Carnage.
that sucks.
I mean, yeah.
I guess like financially wise, I could see that, but I don't even want to give them that excuse because they went into this movie with a huge budget. So like, I expect y'all to use every last dime and penny.
I'm a little disappointed in Andy Serkis because I love Andy Serkis. Like he's great.
He's gonna be what's it called? Alfred in the Batman. He's gonna be this dude's Alfred. What's his name? Fucking Twilight, the nigga from Twilight, whatever. He's gonna be his Alfred.
See, that's fine. Like I love Andy Serkis as like an actor. He did the voice acting for, not even just the voice acting. He did like the overall like acting for Caesar in Planet of the Apes. And those movies were amazing.
I haven't watched them yet. You talk about the newer ones, right? Yeah, I haven't watched. There was there's 2 or 3.
There's 3.
There's 3.
There's Planet of the Apes,
Dawn,
Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
I remember. I think we were in Best Buy still when Dawn came out because I remember.
I think I have like, all 3 of them on Steelbook right now. I have to like go and look on my shelf.
I have to see those movies. I heard good things about those movies.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. The first one has James Franco in it, which is like that was like right after like 127 hours. So like James Franco was like the hot ticket for that like period.
Oh yeah.
I feel like every actor has like gone through that. Like they drop one thing that's like, oh, this is like really good, so now like all these other production studios.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When did that first movie come out? The first one?
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, of this trilogy, because I know they have the older ones too. The one that James.
I want to say like 2010, 2011.
I think around that time, if I'm not mistaken, it was between 2010
it was like
and
right
2013.
after Spider-Man 3.
I mean, so around that time, no, because Hulu wasn't big around then. When did he drop that shit? Did you know about his show on Hulu? The one about the JFK assassination? 11/22/63.
Oh yeah.
That shit was fire, bro.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. That shit was fucking amazing. Like that was the one show for me that he did. I don't know how many other shows he's been on that I was just like, yo, this nigga did his thing, bro. Like the shit was fire.
My favorite James Franco movie would have to be This Is the End.
I don't think I've watched that.
Really? Oh my god,
This
it's
is
probably
the
like one of
end.
like the best like apocalypse movies ever. So basically, it's like James Franco, Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, Craig Robinson, Jay Baruchel, and
Why does it
Danny
sound? Why
McBride.
does it sound like that cast sounds very like I feel like I've seen
Well,
like
they
the
do a
trailers for that
lot of
movie.
movies together,
Yeah.
regardless. Like before, but that was like the joke of it, because they're playing like themselves in the movie.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and like basically, the hell is like it's like the apocalypse, and like hell is like taking over Earth or whatever, and they get trapped in a house together, and they're like trying to like survive with like Danny McBride being like an asshole. He's like eating all the food and shit.
Uh,
Bro, that
but
movie's there's so many people in that movie. Fucking Jason Segel's in there, Kevin Hart's in there, Rihanna, Michael Cera, uh, uh, like all the dudes, all the kids from like fucking Superbad,
I think I definitely
Aziz
remember seeing an
Ansari,
ad
like
for this movie because
so many
this
people in
sounds
this movie.
like the way that you just broke that down. That definitely sounded like super familiar. I definitely
Yeah,
remember seeing at least the ads for that movie. That's fucking nah.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's
Oh my
hilarious.
god,
Yo, last
fucking
night.
Joe. It came out in like 2012, 2013, I would say.
Okay, so that I definitely should know by then.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely
I
should know
remember
that.
going to see that with Taz and Alberto and Jason.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was definitely around
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time then. Yo, last
Um,
night I fucked up and like I was so tired after streaming until dawn the first time that because I didn't sleep good the night before. I had like finished taking a shower or whatever, and I threw my towel on the bed, and I was like so tired I fell asleep. My towel was it was kind of like in that like rolled thing because I just like threw it on my bed
mhm.
after I finished, and I ended up like sleeping on top of my towel, and it was rolled like a bar kinda, and it was on my back like sideways like this the whole night. So when I woke up this morning, it felt like you know how that is, bro. Like it put literally put pressure on like that right there, like sideways on my
Yeah.
back, the whole fucking night. I woke up and I felt like an old fucking man today when I woke up, bro. Cause my back
So I feel every
immediately
time I
like
wake up.
yo, my back
Welcome to
immediately
my
was like,
world.
and now like it's like slowly
And you
been
gotta
going
do like
away.
that walk to the bathroom where you're just like,
Yeah, bro. I'm like here the whole day. I'm doing like hamstring stretches and shit, like trying to like pull
yeah.
it, push that shit out. Yo, that shit fucking hurts, son. I can't even laugh because it fucking hurts. Like it still hurts
Yeah,
me back then,
that's the over 25.
bro. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this, bro?
The closer you get to 30 and 40, the worse it gets. So I'm told.
That shit is fucking dumb, bro.
Yeah, it
Yo,
sucks. Oh,
yo,
speaking of fucking dumb, so the other day I went out, right? And I don't really go out like that anymore. Feel me? Like
but you mean
before,
like out with a shorty or with people or you
it
just
was
went
like a
out?
group of people, you know?
Okay.
Um, and like before, like I was very much about the nightlife. Like me and Rick, we would go out all the time. Very much, I knew all the spots, whatever. We ended up going to the spot that I didn't know about, so I was like, "Oh, this is odd," because it's in a neighborhood that I was definitely frequently in. So the fact that I didn't even know about this place is like, what?
Probably opened up like recently or
I don't know. I didn't do much research into the place, so uh, I get there. It's 3 floors, right? So it's the bottom level, the main level where you walk in, and it's like a rooftop. Um, so like the people that I was meeting up with, they're on the rooftop. So I go up there. We're just like having like casual conversation, like having beers or whatever. Um, and then the topic came up about like women's safety and like club environments and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, like as a girl, like we can't just like freely like dance it and how we want it, whatever, without like some guy trying to like either like stare at us like lustfully or like try to like talk to us, whatever. So there's really not like a safe space for women to like dance and such like that. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I kind of like, well, not like every guy's the same. Like, not every guy's staring at you, whatever. So like, not to make it like an excuse for anybody, but it's like you're free to have your fun and just
I mean,
keep being like worried or surrounded. Because even as a guy, like we have to keep aware of
yeah,
surroundings.
absolutely.
Because
Also,
not everybody is on that type of time where they want to have fun.
like if I'm being honest, and again, no offense to any woman that feels that way. At the same time, you're at a rooftop bar scene in New York. probably the last place that you wanna be the type of person where you're just like, I don't want anybody to look at me. Everybody is going to look at you. Man,
Right.
woman,
Regardless whether
they, them, he, she.
it is
They will
the
all.
lustful look that normally happens, or like them just
Yeah, it's a
looking at
fact.
you. In general, you're going to be looked at. So
It's also one of
but
those things where it's
that's
like
not the issue, though. The issue is insecurity, right? So as I'm having this conversation, right, we're sitting like this booth, and like the booth next to us frees up. Huge group of girls come and they sit there. I got my back turned to them because my friends are like this way. So we're like talking whatever, and we're still having like the conversation about it. And I think like a Megan Thee Stallion song came on or whatever. I don't know. I don't listen to her. So like the shorty that was sitting like directly behind me, she gets up and she starts like toward me, right? I see it from like where peripherals, but I'm not paying any mind because I'm still finishing my conversation.
okay.
Which is when one of the girls in my group, she turns to me and she goes, "Good job." And I was like confused. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking
Good job.
about?" And then it like clicked in my head, like, "Oh, because I didn't like sit there and stare at this girl twerking." So like I started crying because it was so funny. I was like, "Yo, that's jokes." And I guess the girl that was dancing thought I was like laughing at her. So she like immediately stops dancing to sit back down, and when she sits down, because she's sitting like behind me, she goes, "Oh, what's so funny? I don't understand what's so funny." And I'm like, "Ain't nobody worried about you, sweetheart. Like, relax, calm down. Nobody worried about you." Oh, but it's nothing.
First of
funny,
all,
though.
I would have fixed.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
I would have fixed both of those situations. I would have told the homegirl that told me good job. I would have been like, first of all, I hope he wasn't talking about that because, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna speak for myself. I would have looked 100%. I would have looked, especially if you got the wagon.
That's fine.
Like I would have been like, huh, hello, right behind me too.
But even
like,
if she did, me personally, I don't care for that.
I know. Like I could also speak on that too. I know Mugen isn't like that. Like when we go out and stuff. But then also at the same, I would have told Shorty. I would have been like, it's nothing wrong. Like other people are looking at her. There's females looking at her with that are probably
mind you
that probably play for the other team. If you know what I'm saying.
Mind you,
with the intent that a guy would look at her.
Same girl, right? So like directly across from us, across the room from us, there was a guy passed out in the booth. This very same girl who was insecure about her dancing goes on Snapchat and records this guy passed out in the booth.
I'm not surprised at that because most of the that's what I was just about to say. Most of the people that complain about all of this shit going on, and again, this isn't to take away from you ladies that go through a lot of these situations. This is not what that is. But what this is that very frequently, because it happens in that like because it happens.
So I'm like playing with the new lights.
Very frequently, because it happens in that space. What ends up happening is that a lot of these people that are like that are very like, you know, they're always on like self-defense, you know, insecure stuff, end up being corny and shit and like douchebags. And so it always comes back to you, because me being the person that I am, we would have had that whole conversation about, you know, the insecurities and all this and all that and not looking, whatever the case was. And then she would
obviously be saying like some bullshit.
Not only that, but like as soon as she would have went over there to record that guy, I would have been the nigga that would have walked over there. I would have been like, "Yo, what's up with you? Like, don't you not like it when niggas ain't looking at you, when people are doing the most at clubs? Like, what's up with you?"
I didn't finish. So, mind you, this night it was like 62 degrees.
I'm sorry, it lagged a little bit there, guys. Internet is still not working with us, but we gonna make it do what it do. What were you saying, bro? My thing lagged a little bit, but it was like a minute or two ago when I was talking, so I just let it rock.
Oh, copy. Yeah, so it was like 62 degrees that day. Hella cold, and the weather was steadily declining. It was going to be, I think, at a low of like 55 or something. Mm-hmm. That's fucking brick in New York, all right?
55? Not really.
55 is, I am cold at like 55. If
55 is sweater weather.
Right. And I was wearing a beanie and a jacket that night.
And you
so
was
she's
cold?
like, "Oh, I was cold, bro."
This nigga here.
So she's like, "Oh, it's 70 degrees and you're wearing a beanie." And swiftly pulled out my phone. 62, not 70. You're an idiot. And I was like, besides, like, how are you so insecure about like your dancing, worried about people laughing at you when you were just recording homie passed out in the booth across from us? Like, you're a hypocrite and a cornball, so shut up and stay with your group of friends. All your pictures is ugly anyway.
Oh, they were from the group that was behind y'all?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Whole ass group of them, all ugly as hell. And I was like, I can see why y'all are hanging out together, because probably the not so ugliest one probably feels like the prettiest one in the group because all the other ones look like garbage. I'm not
ugly people
shallow,
and ugly personality,
you know.
But
Right, like I'll base it based off of like people's like fucking their energy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If you have a dope
bro.
energy, you're an attractive person. Okay, regardless of your physical appearance, you're an attractive person if you have a dope personality. Not to say people don't have their preferences, but for me, if you have a dope personality, you're an attractive person. This girl was not that.
on either side, apparently.
Right. So
Yeah.
So 5 minutes pass. She gets tight. She's like, whatever. Oh, the mood's here. It's killed anyway. Let's go. And she ends up like leaving like her group of friends. And it's like I'm sitting there with my group of friends. We're chilling, and I'm like, yo, there's a downstairs to here, right? And they're like, yes. So it's like, oh, let's go check that out.
They
So
were
we go downstairs. We go downstairs. We go downstairs, and like this is where they're playing like the demo, like that Bad Bunny and all that shit. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is a different vibe. However, when you get down there, the smell of sweat and ass immediately hits you once you hit the bottom of the stairs.
Because it's the fucking basement, bro. They be wilding down there.
People think because we're in a pandemic and we're all locked down and stuff, they don't have to wear deodorant anymore. You very much have to wear extra deodorant, please. Ugh,
Carry a travel size with you if you're gonna go out and you're gonna be shaking that booty.
Put it right in your jacket pocket. Go to the bathroom.
Come on.
All right, like do what you gotta do, especially if you know you like sweat profusely.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, there's just some people, bro. I'm like, how do you even smell like that? Like,
How do you allow yourself to smell like that?
That's what I'm saying. There's no way.
Can not go out and smell that kind of way,
bro. There's no way that you spend the whole day in your crib and you don't smell that. Like, I refuse to believe that. Like, there's absolutely no way, bro.
There's no way you ain't like reach for the pole on the train and ain't smell the funk hitting you. That wasn't the funk of the dude playing his little drums on the train. No, that was you, bro. It's a different kind of funk.
Yeah, that shit is different, bro. That shit is different.
That's exactly project. If you're musty at 60 degrees, there's a whole medical issue that you have to like figure out. Like,
that's a fact. Because that is true. Like, 60 degrees
it's not
is
even
chilly.
Like sweaty hot or anything, bro.
Yeah, 60 degrees and below is obviously chilly. And if you could still smell that through that, like, bruh.
Right.
That's different. Also, drink more water. If you don't drink enough water, you stink. So
change your diet.
Yeah.
Like, all that. Remove the grease from your diet, bro. Like, shouldn't be that funky. But, yeah, so we get down there, and these two, like, chicks were, like, making out so aggressively in the middle of the room. They were, like, literally, like pinballing off of people.
Bro.
People were, like, pushing them away. Like, yo, what the fuck? And then they're still, like, eating each other's faces. And I'm like, yeah, this is what the nightlife is?
Bro. I
was
think
it always like this?
I was just about to say we overlook a lot of it, like throughout all those years that we were like frequenting it, and when you really think about it, when you really think about it, especially like if we're being honest, again, New York nightlife, there's nothing like it. So you see a lot of shit. You see a lot of shit. You sometimes do a lot of shit. So it just kind of goes over your head. You don't really think about it too much because you're just like, this is normal. Like, this is what happens New York City nightlife. But then, like, when you don't do it for so long and you go back to it, you're just like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
this?
it's like your eyes are like open to the Matrix. Like I seen zeros and ones, bro. I was just like, yo, this is a simulation. This can't be real,
Bro.
And then somehow they made their way over to the bar, and like this dude was just sitting there and watching them make out for like 30 minutes.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
And I'm like,
Why didn't your homegirl go over there and talk to the nigga and be like, yo, bro, hey, stop looking at them, bro. That's rude, man. That's
right?
Hey, hey.
Nah, we let them do that. We were like, yeah, that's wild. So we ended up going over to the bar to get a drink, and at no point should your bartender in your establishment be more drunk than the people that's there.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's
Shorty was blasted, bro.
and that's illegal too, because the bartender is supposed to stop you from over drinking, because if they overserve you, then they will 100% go to jail. So that's not a good look.
So I ordered a Corona, and as like a glass garnish, you know, you put like a lime or a lemon in there. She put an orange.
Okay, I mean, I would have been like, "What? I don't drink it anyways. I don't taste that part. I mean, rather, I don't really."
No, it's on the rim of the fucking bottle, dude. Like you have to taste it. Like you
flick that shit off.
Tasting citrus. You put either a lime or a lemon for a Corona. If it was like
they ran out of limes
or like a Blue Moon, then an orange slice. Fine.
I'm not gonna hold you when I do get it with like a Blue Moon. That shit do be hitting, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
slice,
it's better,
be hitting, bro.
A lot of people do that. That's why they get like martinis with olives, because they just pair so well.
Ew,
so
olives are gross.
Yeah, I don't. So when you put a fucking orange on my Corona,
but it's citrus still, though.
No, it's a different kind of citrus, bro. I'm telling you.
Still, I mean. It's whatever, but I wouldn't have been like.
The next time you have a Corona, put an orange slice in there.
I don't even drink. I don't even taste the. I don't even like do the lime thing either when I get a Corona or lemon. I don't really care.
You should do all of them, and then it's a different experience. All right.
I did it. I have heard that before.
Bro, but like I was so tight. I was like, oh my. But you know what pissed me off even more?
What?
She had the lime in her hand.
So she will. Oh, you see, that's the next thing I was gonna go to. Maybe they ran out of limes, but then if she actually had it, then that's tough.
In her
that's
hand.
Tough.
That's still put the orange there. I was like, yeah, what the fuck?
That's tough. She wasn't fucking with you, bro. That's what
she wasn't fucking with life, bro. She was out of it. But it doesn't stop there. So
okay.
We moved back away from the bar, right? So now we're standing at like a booth or whatever. We're just kind of like, vibing, doing the GTA dance, just chilling,
the GTA dance.
And then like this girl starts like dancing, and she's like backing up into the crowd. So like I put my hand out so she doesn't like bump into us. You know what I mean? I didn't touch this girl. I just simply put my hand like as like a barrier between her and like my group of friends.
She probably thought you was trying to cop a feel.
My arm was at like shoulder length too. I never put it like down low, because then they always try to like claim that, which has happened before, and I'm pretty sure the perpetrator. Oh yeah, he's watching it right now too. Yeah. You know what spot? I know what I'm about to talk about. The perpetrator. We were leaving a bar, and so it's wild, right? We were leaving a bar, and as we were like heading out, this place was like super crowded. I think it was like McFadden's. It was McFadden's. We're like leaving the bar, and the place is crowded, and we're like cutting through the crowd, and like this group of girls is like coming towards us as we're like walking past, and then he like, I guess he like his arm like swiped as he was like cutting through. I guess his arm either like swiped for like her vag or like her tit or whatever, and she thought it was me. So she dead like slapped me, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck? What's good with you,
bro?"
He's like, "Oh, you just trying to cop a feel?" And I was like, "What are you talking? My hands are in my pocket. What are you talking about?" Oh my god,
GG's, bro.
That shit got me tight. That shit got me so tight.
Wait, so what happened? So what happened at this spot then when you had your hand out?
So when I put my hand out, she bumped into my arm, and then she like looked at me like I did something wrong, and I looked at her like, can't be backing up into a crowd like that.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
fact.
maybe
At
it's a
least look where you're going. Like,
right, or apologize. You know what I mean? She
apologize.
then, no words, right? No words. She then goes, "Hmm, that's a threat.
Bro, what?
That's a threat."
I will throw your ass across this bar. Stop playing with me.
So I dead was like, I'll pop you right in your fucking mouth. Don't you ever even think you can pull that shit. All right? Like, don't try to threaten me.
Smells like
I'm not
wild shake.
expecting
It
you to
already smells like wild shake that ass. As soon as I came down
Right.
here, you're not
I'm
finna
already
threaten
like
me.
triggered, okay?
You're not finna threaten me, shouty.
And like the guy that she was with, he's like pushing her. He's like, "Yo, come on." I was like, "Yo, bro, don't let her do that again. Because somebody might be, they're not going to be as nice as me." So he's like, "I'll handle it, dude." And I'm like,
I would have been like, yo, bro, you're not this shorty. I will knock your ass
sir,
out.
I will 100% knock out. Like, don't. I'm trying to help you out. At that point, I was just like tight. I was like, "Yo, control your bitch, bro."
So fact.
And then he started getting, and I'm just like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here, bro."
Bro,
So,
it's yeah. That shit, bro. It'd be
I was
so
like, "Yo,
funny.
I'm so over this shit, bro."
That should be so fucking funny when shit like that happens when we go out and shit. Because it's just like, yo, first of all, 9 times out of 10, with the times that does happen, the people aren't even from here, like from New York. So I don't know how y'all get down. I don't know how y'all get it shaken at wherever little funky ass bar is in your hometown in West Bubblefuck, wherever you from. But that shit does
not fly here.
That shit does
Trust
not
me.
fly here. That whole
We
bro
will
and getting in my
legit
face.
try. I've seen
Bro,
it. I've seen it.
Listen, you will get
I've seen
dropped,
it.
and then your shorty is gonna look like you just got murdered, bro. Like, nigga, do not play that. And then the security guard's gonna throw your knocked ass out. So I'ma still be in here chilling, my nigga.
I've seen it. I've seen dudes grab people, drag them out the bar to fight because they were just like they were hot shit. It's like straight like New York dudes. Like you're like, nah, I'm like out there smack the shit out you, bro. And they're like, you do shit, yeah. But he really like grabbed him by the throat on some Undertaker shit and really dragged him through the crowd of the bar outside,
Bro.
threw that nigga in the pile of garbage, and as soon as he got back up, lights out. Fell right back in the garbage.
Listen,
and his girl was like, "Oh my god, why would you do that?" And she tries to like swing on dude, and he like weaved it because obviously she can't fight, and he dropped her too.
I mean, at that point, listen, it's a form of it's a respect thing to not hit a lady, but at the same time, if you start it, doesn't matter how drunk or high or drugged up you are. That's grounds. Anybody could get this work. Like, I'm gonna just let y'all know right now. These hands, what they say back in the day? These hands is rated E for everybody. Like
E for everyone. You know those like sound effects in like Caleb City videos whenever he gets like hit.
Oh, the what? Yeah.
She legit made that sound.
Yo.
Legit made that.
Yo, actually,
I think her jaw like hit her shoulder.
Bro,
so
that reminds me of a similar situation happened. So, all right, you guys know I've said a couple times already. Where I work at, I work as a front desk for like a private residential building, right? It's not like it's not a hotel or anything like that. Like, it's actually people's apartments and stuff. So, one night during the weekend, I was leaving, right? I usually get out like 11:30, and the overnight guy was there, so we're just chilling or whatever. And I'm outside chopping it up with him before I leave, right? So we see this like dude from like the corner of the block coming up. He's like stumbling, bro. Like he could barely stay up. And we hear him, like, since he's so far away, it kind of sounds like it's a whisper, but we hear him like talking to himself and stuff. Some Asian dude, like, bro, to the T Asian dude, bowl cut, white tee, glasses. Like, I'm like, all right, like, this nigga, we got Mob Psycho coming up the block right now. So this nigga comes up, right?
So we got some Woo in the house,
bro. Woo Shiesty pulling up, like this nigga. So this nigga goes into the building, and me and my boy are just looking at each other. And so we see him press the elevator, and then we see him go up. He's like on Face. We thought he was on FaceTime with somebody. We end up checking it out because we look at the cameras. When we were walking back into the building, he was like, "Yo, I told him, I was like, yo, I don't recognize that dude. And then he was like, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I don't think I've seen him either. He might be for, like somebody's guest or something. So he goes up. So we're looking at the cameras, and then we see that he's just like standing, like he's literally leaning on the wall next to somebody's apartment door, and we're just like, oh nah. Even if he does know somebody here or he's a friend or whatever, we gotta get him out of here because that looks mad thing. So we go upstairs and like we're talking to the dude, and like we're asking, like at this point, bro, like when I tell you like wasted isn't even the word. Like this man is so far past that he didn't even know where he was. He kept on telling us that he lives in. Before. He was like he kept on telling us that he lives at that part of Manhattan. I was like, well, you're like a whole borough off, my man, because we're in Queens, but whatever.
Yo.
So yeah, he's like, nah, yeah, but I was like, yo, bro, do you know who lives here? He gave us like 3 different names. I was like, that is incorrect, my man. That is neither. Nobody here. So me being the big dude that I am, I was already off. Like I didn't have my uniform on. My boy had his uniform on. So I grabbed old boy by the shoulder. I was like, yo, my man, let's take a walk downstairs. You know, let's go take a walk.
All right.
And at that point, he got like
get some water.
He was drunk, but he was scared because he was. And then that's when he started telling himself. He was just like, oh, bro, you're gonna throw me out of the building. And I looked at him and I was like, absolutely, my nigga.
Yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So we go out and then we leave him outside of the building. We're like, yo, bro, don't come back inside. I'm off the clock, so I could drop you right now. And technically, if you trespass in the building, my mans could drop you too. So I don't know if you're trying to get knocked out twice in one night. I don't think that's how anybody's Saturday night should go. But yeah. So he tries to come back into the building. Damage, my guy. Bro, he tries to come back into the building like 3 times. Another tenant that we're cool with, he was like, yo, just hold him outside. I'll call the police, whatever. My overnight boy ends up telling me that the police got there like hours later. They were like, is the guy still around? And this nigga looks at them. He was like, obviously not, my nigga. Do you see him? Like, bro, he was like, what if somebody would have gotten hurt and y'all niggas took 2 hours to come? They legit took 2.5 hours to get there.
That's OD.
So, but whatever. So what I wanted to say is in regards to that is like he wasn't with a shorty or anything, but it was a situation that we always poke fun at, not just this one specifically, but because it happens so often at our job. So when we go outside, when we're walking back in like the 3rd time, right, my boy's already pissed, and I'm just like, yo, bro, this nigga already called the cops. I'm gonna just get a cab and go home because I'm tired of shit and I gotta be back here tomorrow, whatever. So as we're walking back in, I forgot what it was that this nigga says, but he curses my boy out. That nigga turned around. Yeah, there was a group of little white people there because they were leaving somebody's apartment, like they were somebody's friends or whatever. Yo, when I tell you that all I seen is my boy just grab this nigga by the face and just shove him into the cement. Everybody looked at him. They were, yo, mind you,
this nigga Mikey, like what the fuck?
Not even the group of white people. They were literally like 5 feet from us, so they heard everything this nigga just told my boy. And then when my boy does that to him, they're just like, oh my god, why? Like, why would you do that to him? And he looks at them and he's like, are y'all fucking retarded? Like, did y'all not just hear what this nigga told me? And he's just like, yeah, but he's drunk. He's like, okay, and he's also trespassing. He's also illegally trespassing in the building. He doesn't live here. He doesn't know nobody that lives here. Yeah, but you should help him. He was like, oh, I will help him if he comes back inside. I'll help him 100%. I'll help him get to a different destination, bro. But
the lights out.
Yeah, so I'm there. I don't even say nothing because the group of people, they recognize me because they got there while I was still on shift. And I look at them and I give them that look like, yo, y'all need to shut the fuck up because y'all do not know. Y'all are drunk too. Y'all don't know this nigga. If y'all want to help him, then come help him then. All of y'all get dropped.
Right. By all means, it's all you.
Because, bro, it was like 4 shorties and like 1 dude, some like scrawny ass dude. I was like, y'all not doing nothing, so.
I love those groups. They're
yo, my boy Deadass tells him. Yeah, my boy Deadass tells him the shorty kept on talking. He's like, you want to help him? Then go ahead. Look, yeah, Cab just got here. Go ahead, take him with y'all then. No, but all right then, shut the fuck up. Exactly. How y'all gonna talk shit and then all
everybody has like an opinion until like they're called on for action.
Yeah, like
no, somebody else should do it. Oh, but you're so vocal about it before. What happened?
Bro, that shit, I'm telling you, bro.
Actually not care?
Everybody wants to be a hero until it's time to be a. Oh, I mean that
so
that
comes. You can't put that cape on.
that wasn't time to be a hero at that point. But you know,
Mhm.
also, you know, this is something I knew that that group of people also wasn't from there, and me, Thompson, Sam, anybody that you speak to that's from here cannot stress this enough. Mind your fucking business, my nigga. That's how people. Not only you, we joke around and say that's how people get dropped. That's how niggas get killed by not
Mhm.
minding your fucking business, bruh.
Mhm.
Unless it's a situation where, like, let's say you walking down the street and you see a dude and what looks like could be his girl or wife or whatever, and you see him kind of wilding out, and you have ample size to press him, then do it. And 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 and
No,
and
I don't do that.
and and and,
Nope.
uh,
Nope.
and by that I
Nope.
mean, like, if that's
Nope.
if you want to,
Nope.
not like, yo,
Nope.
Superman that hoe. But
Nope.
at the end of the
I am.
day,
Nope.
at the end of the day, mind your fucking business, my nigga.
That's what I do.
If you see something happening on one side of the street, cross the street, keep your headphones in and keep your head down, my nigga. It don't got nothing to do with you. My boy the other day was telling me when he was coming back home on the train. You know who this is. I'll tell you afterwards, Thompson. But this nigga's telling me, he was like, yeah, there was this like super drunk Mexican dude on the train, just like wilding out. You know, like one of those, like, you know, dudes that he looked like he just finished his shift or whatever, like fucking hammered, bro, fucking with everybody on the train. It was some tall black dude in the back of the train, and the guy had already went to go like fuck with him. And you could hear the dude getting loud, because he's like, "Yo, my nigga, like everybody's just
Did
getting
he
off
pull
of
out
work."
like his morpher, and then like he was like, "Some morphin time," and then like an 8-ball jacket got on.
Bro, it should have been that way. But then my boy wanting to be Superman goes over there, and he's just like, he's trying to tell the dude, he's like, "Yo, come on, man, he's drunk up." The nigga deadass looks at him, and he's just like, "Yo, bro, I'll knock you out too, my nigga. I don't care. Is this your best friend? Like, is so he's drunk and you gotta defend him? I don't care." So what that nigga did is that he waited until the fucking until the train stopped at the next stop, and he just shoved the dude out the train. But yeah, it was one of those situations where I told my boy, I was like, "Yo, bro, the nigga was like, my boy is fairly tall. He's about my height, maybe a little bit taller. Like skinny dude. I'm gonna be honest. I could tell this nigga doesn't know how to fight just because he's like a scrawny, like lanky dude. And I'm just like, yo, bro, I don't know. Like, and mind you, the dude, he was like, yeah, the guy was like, he looked like he was like 6'4", 6'5". I was like, so you're telling me that you somehow were gonna, he was like, yeah, he was like a pretty built dude. I was like, so you're telling me that somehow, some
he
way,
could fight a bear.
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh god.
So I was like, yeah. So no, not the bear, the dog one.
The dog. Yeah.
So I was
Oh my
like,
God.
so you're telling me that somehow, some way, you know,
Hold on.
you take a single drink and you're knocking down tables at the bar. You're telling me that somehow, some way, you're gonna stop this nigga from attacking the other nigga. You by yourself is gonna do that?
Guess who just jumped in my chat?
Who?
Who do you think?
Reggie?
No. Who's missing?
Oh, this nigga Sam.
Boy, you don't get your ass on Discord right now.
That's a fact,
Damn.
bro.
Fuck you doing in the chat, boy.
This nigga's like, yo.
But no,
But, yo, bro,
as you were
what's-
saying before, like I am not Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm not doing that.
I'm
I
not
did it
either,
before.
to be honest.
I've seen domestic violence in the street. I've been with ex-girlfriends where we've seen it happening, and you know, I would be like, "Damn, that's crazy." All right, cool. So we won't go to my crib right now. And she's like, "No, we gotta like fucking call the police." And I'm like,
We?
"Call them."
We?
They come. I'm not gonna be here.
I'll be honest with you. That's probably the best thing you could do is continue to walk away. You could call the police if you want to. Just be like, yo, listen, on the corner of blah blah blah, there's this couple arguing. The guy's looking like
that's
he's gonna
what
put
happens.
hands on her. Cool, and you just keep
He's like
pushing.
shoving her into like the wall and shit like that.
Listen,
like, in front of like a
don't be-
storefront. So he's like pushing her in front of the gate.
Cause I'm gonna be honest, y'all don't know what either person is on. Not just like drug wise or drunk or whatever. Just what?
Or
So
just like the situation that they're in right now.
what if you go over there, right? What if you go over there? And let's say it's you and your boy. And what if you go over there when the nigga's like arguing and fighting his girl, and the nigga pulls out a tool and pops both of y'all niggas. Now look at you. Now you in the hospital because you want to be Captain Save-A-Ho.
Right.
Now you in the hospital, or maybe God forbid you and your boy is clipped for y'all, just because y'all wanted to. Nah, fuck that. If y'all want to call the
And it's
cops,
happened
pretend like you're
before,
talking to your boy,
where
and keep it pushing, my
it's
nigga.
happened
I'm
before where I
sorry,
would
keep
like
it pushing.
intervene. I would intervene. I'm like pushing dude back, and I'm like, "Yo, Shorty, you good? Like, what happened?" And she's like, "No, don't touch him." Da, da, da. And she starts fighting me, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yep, absolutely.
"Oh, so you want both of us to beat your ass?" No
That's what I'm
problem.
saying, like, bro. And at the end of the day,
So after that,
it
I
be
was just
like
like,
that.
"Nah, I'm done."
It be like that, bro.
So when we seen dude like pushing his Shorty into the wall or whatever, she was like, "I'm gonna call the cops." So we're like, okay, we're in my crib, and then the cops call her back, and then they're like, "Yeah, so like, where'd you see them go?" And she's like, "Yeah, they went over there or whatever." And she's like, "What happened?" And she's like, "Oh, that." Oh, like when the cops got there, they were just like, "Oh yeah, nothing's wrong."
That's because they
It's
probably
like,
left at that point.
what?
Yeah, bro.
Um, Fast forward, like 2 weeks ago, I was on a train going to work, and this couple gets on the train, and they're already arguing. Whatever. And like the dude sits down, he looks stressed as hell. He's like, "Yeah, I just want to go where I'm going." And Shorty's just like, "Oh, you ain't shit, blah blah blah," all types of things, berating this man. Don't nobody want to know their business or need to know their business, but she's really like giving it to him. She's like, "Oh, that's why you only like fuck for like 2 pumps, and then like you done, you nut that quick, blah blah blah." She's like really like giving this dude, and because he's not like responding to her, she like hits him. Like, she takes his hat off his head and starts like hitting him with the hat. And I guess she like caught him in the eye or whatever. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And she's like, "Oh, what you gonna do? Hit me?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he hits her, and then she's like, "Oh my god, nobody's gonna like help me. He just hit me. He just hit a female. You can't put his hands on a female." And this guy was like, "Yeah, but you was just hitting homie, so you can just easily defend him as we can defend you.
What
Like,
I'm saying.
so we're gonna stay out of it."
Fuck, bro.
And I was like, "Yeah,
Whole,
that's right. That is right."
bro. They that whole plan shit. Like, nah, my nigga. If you put your hands on somebody, make sure you know how to fight. Make sure you know how to fight, cause it doesn't matter who you are. You're gonna come across the
Breaking
wrong
news:
person.
MFK Alpha says he'll return the 18th.
Vamos a ver. Vamos a ver.
You might have to reapply for citizenship, my guy. I don't know.
That nigga's gonna come onto the podcast. He's gonna be like, "What's going on, fellas, eh?"
Yeah.
Cause this
We
nigga
have big ass bottles of maple syrup, brother.
and Canadian bacon. Bring back some of that Canadian bacon, boy.
Yo, that ass, bring me some bacon, my guy.
What's up? What's up? Nah, but yeah, that whole again, you guys. I can't stress this enough. We can't stress this enough. I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're from Florida, Texas, Cali. Oh, we can't just walk down the street and see, this go on and not do anything. Cool. Come to New York, you're going to get your ass beat. It's like, mind your fucking business, my nigga. Stop trying to be a hero. That does not work out here. That does not work out here. The people that are heroes are in graves or at the hospital right now on life support. Stop trying to be a fucking hero, my nigga.
Or in a comic book.
That's a fact.
Like,
that's a fact.
you ain't Spider-Man or Iron Man or none of these niggas. You will get your shit. Uncle Ben.
The only heroes in my hood is sandwiches, nigga. Like that's the only thing. That's it,
bro.
Stop. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it.
And it really sucks though. It's like it really like breaks my heart when a woman's being abused by a guy, and when somebody goes to like save her, she's like defending the guy that's abusing her.
It's understandable because it's like it's a part of the trauma that she has. But at the same time, yeah,
there's so much more like deeper into it.
Yeah, like at the same time, you being the person that's trying to help her out, you feel even more bad for her because you're just like, you're in too deep. Like, there's nothing I could do for you. There's
like, if there was ever a moment to like be set free from all of this, this is the moment, and you're choosing to not to take this moment. Which I know at times it could be in like the down the line, it could get much worse.
Yeah, which it usually does, unfortunately.
Yeah,
because you allow it, Yeah. And we've spoken on these kind of topics, Sometimes on certain episodes a little bit heavier than others, but just in general, like um, a lot of it that comes with that. Uh, when I went to one of my therapy sessions, one of the things I like it's I never break down like all the stuff. You're not supposed to break down all the stuff you talk about outside of there, but one of the gems that I did leave from that was the fact that like a lot of the things that happen to us, whether it's through depression, anxiety, past trauma, a lot of the stuff that happens to us is because we allow it to happen. There it does get to a certain point where you could say, "Yo, I can't, I can't leave my house. I can't, you know, I don't want to say find a job because at some point or another it's hard to find a job regardless. But like things like that, like oh, I don't want to, I can't get out of bed. I can't leave my house. Why can't you? Oh, because I'm sad. That's not like if it you have to physically allow it to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't coming from a point like again, this is coming from a point where I've been through that myself, and I had to, muster up the strength one day to be like, yo, I'm not gonna sit here in this dark ass apartment in this dark ass bedroom and fucking like live the rest of my days like this. You know what I'm saying? So, and that goes for any type of trauma. It's or depression rather, anxiety, whatever it is that you suffer from. At the end of the day, you have to be, not only do you have to save yourself, but you also have to be willing to accept, all right, I can't I can't continue to live like this. I can't continue to do this. And also, I got to do better. I have to do better for myself, because if not, then you're going to end up being one of those weird people on the train that people poke fun and laugh at. And it's not like, the point that I want to get across is not that. Like, oh, don't be like this so people don't make fun of you later. It's like, you have to learn how to build that strength yourself. You have to find that within you, and you have to, whether it's abuse from relationships, abuse from family, past trauma
Abuse
from
from
abusive,
friendships.
friendship. That's a super
Friendships
very
can
real thing too.
they can very well be abusive.
That's 100%
Maybe not
fact.
physically. It's never really physically. It's an emotional abuse, especially when you're catering to that particular person and it's not
Absolutely,
being reciprocated or appreciated.
that's a fact.
Um,
I think I remember when we spoke about that like a while back. Usually, what happens too is that, like, in this instance for friendship, I think all three of us had a moment that we shared too, that kind of thing happened. 9 times out of 10, what happens in that situation too is that when the person
nothing's communicated.
what?
Nothing's communicated.
Well, not only that, I want to say, I don't want to say that's the case for all the time, because in my case that wasn't the case. I felt like in my case I over communicated and they still didn't get the point. But it was more so the fact that, like, I don't want to say that they didn't get the point. They didn't care. You know what I'm saying? They didn't care until it
That's what
affected
it boils
them.
down to.
Yeah.
Yep.
They didn't care until it affected them. Then when I started looking out for myself and putting myself first
You're the
before I put them first, yeah, exactly. Then it's, oh, why did you change? I'm happy as hell right now. What do you mean, why did I change? Because I wanted to be happy, and dragging this fucking shit friendship with you wasn't working out for me, and it was actually bringing me down. You know what I mean? Also, I don't know how, I forgot why this came to my mind right now too. But I've noticed that a lot of people, as of recent too, I guess because things are opening back up and people are out and about more, and this does 100% make sense too. I know a lot of people usually say that, like, they're in certain situations because the world is working against them or whatever the case is. Which, listen, could be the case. I don't want to deny that for you, but at the same time, yeah. Also,
if you're not the only one, this isn't a singular attack on you. Like,
at the end of the day,
that's so self-centered.
bro. At the end of the day, it is, and also at the end of the day, a lot of these people, like, that follow on Instagram brought up a good point. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing this already. If you follow any big person on Instagram, you have to pay close attention to who you surround yourself with, because if the people around you are constantly not doing anything, they're dragging their feet, they're either hopping from job to job, can barely keep a job, don't have a job consistently. If you surround yourself with negativity, you're gonna have a negative lifestyle. It's gonna negatively impact you. If you start messing around with people and being close to people that are, out there, like, oh, bro, I'm gonna fly out to Texas for this job interview. I don't know how it's gonna go, but fuck it. If I land it, then I'm gonna move down there. And I'm not saying for you yourself to do that, but you have to open yourself up to be, because it's another thing too that circles back to the depression, anxiety thing. We get comfortable in our depression. That's what it is.
You're
We get
not trapped here.
Yeah, you get comfortable.
You're choosing not to take the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you gotta hear this, and you gotta hear this, you are comfortable in your depression, and I know that's not a easy. It's not a what is it? It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth.
And not the fun pills either.
Yeah, no,
really
not at all.
That make you poop.
Yeah. So that's just something that you have to continuously. Obviously, we all work on it every day. Continue to work on it, and you have to muster up the strength to want to do better for yourself. Oh, I want to do better. I want to be a better person. I want to this. But what are you doing to get there?
What are you doing about it? Exactly.
It's not. You could say it as much as you want to, and speaking, words are power. But what are the actions? Like, what do you actually? If you wanna be healthier, and you have $20 in your pocket. Like me and Sam, we'd be joking around about this because we see a lot of like YouTubers do this challenge where they'll be like, oh, I only have $25 to like go to this, like I have to go and I have to make, food for the whole day. And like, I'm just like, I mean, I don't know if it's just because we're from here, from uptown, our supermarkets bless us.
Bro,
What you could buy with $25 to make food for the whole day? A 5-pound sack of rice is like what, $5. Nobody eats 5 pounds of rice in a day. And if you do, then
you should probably chill out.
Yeah, that's not. You'll probably die of a fucking heart attack. God forbid. But meat, like let's say like chicken is probably one of the cheapest meats to buy there. Chicken breast, like boneless, whatever. You buy a couple pounds of that. Again, nobody's gonna eat 5 pounds of chicken breast in a day. That's another like what? Less than $10. You're at $15 now. You still have another $10. You already have rice and chicken, which I could go the whole day off of that.
Now you just need some veggies. You can get a bag of mixed veggies for like $3.
Also, if you don't want to be fancy with it, buy a thing of salt, a thing of pepper. That's enough. That should be enough for the rice. That should be enough to season your chicken with, and the veggies too. Throw some salt and pepper in that joint. But yeah, and like Sam could attest to this too when he speaks on it. So again, it's one of those things like, all right, let's say you have $25 left starting from today, Wednesday, and you get paid Friday or Saturday. That's 2 days, right? You're more than able to, if you don't live up like where we live at, where we have like our hood supermarkets where we could buy things for a better price. Again, you could still buy all of this stuff at Walmart. You could still buy all of this stuff at, Costco's or whatever. You don't have to spend. You actually end up spending more money buying like outside junk food and all that stuff. Yeah, than you would at going out. The only thing is, again, if you say that eating healthy is lazy, you're just. I mean, eating healthy is tough. You're just too lazy to make the food. That's what it is. It goes again, circling back to the whole. What are you doing as opposed to just saying it? Oh, I want to be healthier. What are you doing to be healthier? Are you drinking enough water? That should be like the basis. If you're not even drinking enough water a day, you don't have enough energy. When you sweat, it's gonna smell like shit. When you drink enough water and you sweat, you don't smell like Nathan. So, you know what I mean? Are you working out? Are you taking walks every day?
Very much like a huge advocate for right now. Not really going like restaurants and stuff like that. That same amount of money that you're spending on like a meal, you can actually get the ingredients to everything and actually eat that for several days after.
Bro.
Instead of just getting, you can get like a thing of salmon, whole fillet of salmon, right? For about $8 or $9, depending on where you go.
Nobody's gonna sit down and eat a whole fillet of salmon. That's like at least 2 days worth of salmon right there.
You either cut that bitch in 2s, 3s, or 4s.
I'm saying.
Now you can cut those 2, 3s, and 4s in half again because you don't need the whole fillet. You just get like a quarter one, boom. That feeds two people at the same time. Cook that shit with like some rice or like mashed potatoes, which you can get a box of mashed potatoes for like $3-4. Um, Easy, and then boom, now you have a meal for two
You know, I
for that
had
single
people
day,
tell me
plus some
like that
left
they
over for
hate.
the next day.
I don't know if you've heard this before. I find this so funny when people say shit like this. People hate on, like, for example, like if you get the box, the mashed potatoes, like the powder, people are just like, I
Mhm.
don't know how you could eat that. That's so nasty. I was like, the only way that it's nasty is if you literally just put
If
water
you
in it
make
and eat it like that. Yeah, like
exactly,
you're still supposed to season it and add butter and add all this shit to
easy
give
to
it
your
its
liking.
flavor. You're not just supposed to be like, oh, it just says add water. Yeah, like because
Sure, you
that's
could
just to
do that,
make.
but it's just gonna taste mad plain.
I think people don't know how to read, like don't know how to read instructions, because it just says to like make it, to like activate it. You just add water. It doesn't. It's not just like, all right, that's it. You can eat it. It's a full fledged, fully cooked.
Mm,
No, you still have to like season the shit. Like the fuck,
exactly.
bro. But yeah, again, speaking on that, when people say, "Oh, people don't." It's not as easy as like, "Oh, I'm depressed. I want to be better." Obviously, there are steps to do that kind of stuff. All right, cool. You're having one of your days where you're just down in the dumps, all that stuff. What are you doing to make it better? Um, are you?
To play devil's advocate, because I very much have those days where I feel like absolute hot garbage,
So do I.
and it's not like anything particular like triggers it. I could legit just be laying in bed and then it just like hits like a huge tidal wave. And
Absolutely,
I'm very
absolutely.
turned off by doing anything. I don't want to do shit. I don't want to say anything to anybody. I kind of just want to like exist and ride it out because I know it's going to end. So you just write it out. But then that's also sometimes where I have like the most like the greatest like revelations about things in my life.
It's happened to me as well. But I can
Because
definitely.
instead of like trying to like get out of it, I go deeper into it to find the root of it. Um, and I've discovered a lot about myself and making those changes, and it doesn't happen as frequently anymore. And I'm like, huh, all right, cool.
That's what I was gonna get to. It's the whole like, all right, let's say you're having one of those days where you just wake up, an hour, 2 hours passes by, your TV is on, you're checking your phone, and you're going through it that day. All right, cool. Oh, I'm depressed. I want to be better. What are you doing to be better? Oh well, right now I'm just sitting in my dark ass room's windows shut. I just turned off my like completely dark room, no source of sunlight coming in. When we're sad, depressed, anxious, we tend to like even watch things that are like that as well. So you probably end up being watching some like sad or mopey shit on YouTube or TV or whatever, and it's just like cool. Obviously, shit is gonna keep getting worse if you stay in that zone, if you stay in that area. You know what I mean? So, and that like you at the end of the day, you're the only person that can make yourself better. Yeah, you could seek faith and stuff like this and all that stuff. You could seek medication and all of this. That could only do so much for you, in my personal opinion. I think at the end of the day, it just really comes down to like your inner self, you finding that inner peace, that inner happiness. Because again, like we said before, even with relationships, you can't be at 55% and the other person at 100%. If you don't fully love yourself, how can you commit to like loving others around you, being in a relationship, loving anybody else aside from yourself? You have to find that
Same
inner
thing with
peace and
depression.
love.
And I
Yeah,
know a lot of people that rush into relationships thinking it's going to cure their depression. Not how that works.
and it's gonna hurt you more in the long run because God forbid you break up with that person after, doesn't matter how long you guys have been together. It's gonna hurt you even more because you were using that person as your only source of happiness,
That was your crutch, and now your crutch has been kicked away, and now you've fallen on the ground.
and you're gonna
Trust
fall
me,
into a deeper hole. It's,
I was that person.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you, especially growing up in the community that we grew up in. I think everybody had at least one relationship like that. I think everybody in our area. I think everybody here had at least one relationship, or maybe I'm gonna be more fair. I think people in our generation specifically. I think we've all had that that one relationship that was like that. Maybe it was one of those
Not,
situations where it was rushed after another really bad breakup, or maybe
not healthy.
yeah,
It causes more harm than good on both parts because not only are you trying to heal yourself and then that person's gone, you've hurt that person, and then you've hurt yourself even more because now the crutch is gone.
yeah. You dig a deeper hole for yourself, and you can't get out of it. And again,
Now you
it's
just double down on your depression that you were already feeling.
mm-hmm.
This is where a lot of people begin to like self harm, start abusing things like drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. It's never a good path to go down.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you need to find that inner
like,
happiness.
pull yourself out.
You have to.
If you're feeling depressed and you're sitting in your room, the shades are drawn, like they're closed, and there's no sunlight in the room. There's no room, like no light in the room. Period. Open those blinds, let the sunlight in. You have no idea how changing.
That'll do a complete
just by doing that simple thing. It'll brighten your mood. I have blackout lights. Like my shades, they're blackout shades. So
mine are too.
No sunlight comes into my room, and whenever I'm feeling that way, my room is like automatically pitch black.
Yo,
So when I'm feeling that way, I'll just open the blinds, let the light in, and then my mood will immediately start to like
one of our boys a while ago was saying that, and I remember it was funny because like a couple of days before he did, or like the day of that he did this. No, it was probably the night before he was telling me about this, where he was like, yeah, bro, I've read all the time that like sunlight can help, bring your mood up, like give you a positive, and it gives you energy. As humans, with human body, like we need some sort of outside time every day. And then the next day, this nigga was just like, yeah, bro, I don't know what it was. I woke up in the morning, I opened my window and opened up my shades, and I felt mad good. And I was like, were we not just talking about this a couple of hours ago? And you're surprised that it actually works? Like, I don't get it. Like, this is scientifically proven that this is good for you.
Plants share the similarity in the need for sunlight
and water.
You use it for like photosynthesis and stuff like that. We kind of use it for the same thing. It like charges our batteries.
Yeah, bro. You feel different. Like
batteries.
I'm not saying if it's like 1,000 degrees outside, go outside for an hour. No, I'm saying you could do it from the comfort of your home. If you could walk out, like instead of let's circle it back to the whole eating healthier thing. I've been doing this a lot more frequently now. What if you, instead of you ordering Uber Eats, Grubhub, whatever, you just walk. Like if
go get the food.
Yeah, especially like for me, like let's say for example, right, if I want to get McDonald's, the McDonald's is 2 blocks away from me, and I would have still like DoorDashed or Uber Eats it.
Mm-hmm.
That 10 minutes that it takes me to go to McDonald's, get myself, and come back, that was what 10 to 20 minutes of outside time that my body needed. You know what I mean? I walked for a little bit. It was 2-3 blocks. I walked for a little bit. I got a little bit of sunlight in me to and from. That could completely change your mood that day.
Even for work, when you're at work and, because most people, they'll have their lunch indoors, like in their workplace, in like their break room or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it's cool.
And it's usually it's usually no windows Wi-Fi in the corner and shit. Right. Like, bro,
that's depressing.
Yo, I cannot tell ya. Mugen knows, bro. Our old break room in Best Buy. So,
that shit was depressing. I hated that shit.
Yo, that shit felt like that felt like the interrogation room, like when you about to get locked up, or where they question you at and shit, bro. I'm like, so can we get some window? None of those spots up there had. Granted, I guess technically the way that it was placed, we were in the middle of the building, like of that big ass building, so there wasn't gonna be any windows there regardless. But I'm like, dog, this shit is different. Like,
so what me and Gigi used to do is when the rare chance we actually get like lunch breaks together, we would actually go in like Vicky too in like June. We would all go out to Bryant Park and have lunch there.
Bro,
nice ass day, fantastic. It was amazing.
Make sure you take your
feeling better.
Make sure to take your polo off so nobody asks you a million fucking questions while you're trying to have lunch.
Like,
Do you guys know if you have? I don't know nothing. I'm not on the clock.
Go
So,
to the stores down the block. Just go.
oh yeah,
Like,
let me
having
pull out my
lunch
phone and check the
outside.
inventory on my phone and let you know. No, I used to hate that shit
When
with T-Mobile too, bro.
I used to work for Sony in Chelsea, um, right in the Sony Park, right there. I would have lunch out there too.
Bro, I'm telling you, that shit is different. I used to go with Monica. We would go get lunch in. She actually was the one that put me onto this. I would always go to like one of the spots that was like super close by, Chipotle, Xi'an, the Cuban spot or whatever. Get food, come right back into the pizza spot. Get food, come right back into the break room or whatever. I forgot when this was probably like a year and a half into us working there. She would be like, "Yo, let's go to Grand Central. Let's grab food there and let's just eat like in the area." There was a lot of spaces to sit at outside of Grand Central, literally like right beneath the bridge and all that stuff. And you could just chill out there, eat. Our job was a block away from there, so it's not like, oh shit, we gotta run back to the job after we're done. Like, we're literally down the block, like, and it made a world of difference, like doing that, especially on the good days. Like, we used to do it in the fall when it was a little bit chilly too. I know she doesn't really fuck with the cold like that, so. Obviously, like later, nobody's trying to be out there in like January either. So like we would do it spring, summertime.
Oh yeah,
fall.
like don't do that shit in like the
Yeah,
winter.
that's
Like,
not that's not what we're trying to tell you guys. Like, do it
like
when
a
the
nice
weather
day
calls for it.
outside.
Yeah. But like, yeah,
Go
bro, I'm telling you,
outside.
that shit made a world of difference. She would usually call in. We would call in to get our food order, or if we would get like fucking Shake Shack, they make it fast or whatever. Come right back out, sit right there. We got when you were a full timer, you got hour breaks at Best Buy, but bro, that hour we used to put that hour into work, son. Like I would be chilling,
Yeah.
bro. What? I remember Mike used to come up frequently. Like I know, because you could also split your break up. Like if you wanted to do it like in multiple ones. And I remember sometimes he would come up like 20 minutes into my break. He'd be like, "Yeah, all right, it's I know this is getting kind of busy out there." I'll just be like, "Damn, that's tough, bro." I still got another 35 minutes left on my break, Playboy.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I always made myself very unavailable. But I get it. Like I know, like when you're having your lunch break and stuff like that, and you want to sit there and you want to watch like whatever show you're watching on like Netflix while you eat and something like that. Do that at home.
Enjoy
Or
like
during
when
the
you're
lunch
at work, do whatever you can to make the day and especially when you take that lunch break and you're coming back, the rest of that shift pleasant. And this is coming from two dudes that have worked in I think bro, taking lunch during the holidays, specifically around Christmas and Black Friday. When I tell you, like, we've been through the inner depths of hell, like, on a yearly basis. Like, when I was in Best Buy for those almost 5 years, that was 5 years that I didn't spend Thanksgiving with my family. And the only reason why we had Christmas off is because it's a legal holiday and they had to give it to us off.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you could still technically request Thanksgiving off because technically it is obviously still a legal holiday, but they would give you that look like, oh, this nigga don't want to work on Thanksgiving. Like, what? It's the beginning of Black Friday.
Bad, and then now that's gonna like
sorry,
keep you from like getting any promotions or anything.
yeah, 100%. I'm sorry that I want to spend a family holiday with my fucking family. Y'all ain't my family. Like,
right, trying to sell you that bullshit. Well, we're all a family here. No, we're not. I'm adopted.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm not really
adopted to the point that if I come in late one day, you guys will let me go. So,
right.
Family doesn't do that to family. Yeah.
Dom Toretto would be so disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
So I always hate that lie, and whenever I'm told that, I'm like, yeah, that's a lie.
Well, absolutely, bro.
We're a family here? Absolutely not. And I was always very vocal at these meetings.
That's a fact.
Like, to the point where I know it was kind of like annoying for leadership because they were like, here he goes again.
Yo, that's a fact. I would always hear it, and like our manager for our department would always try to like chime in super quickly as soon as he would hear Thompson talk. And Thompson's like, he would give him that like, nah, let me speak my piece. Y'all got us here at 7 a.m. on a fucking Sunday. I'm saying whatever the fuck I want to say.
Oh, I'm very vocal about it too. Like,
I remember one time we had to fucking.
That it? I feel like this could have been an email. An email
Yo,
that I
I'm
don't
saying
check.
it 100% could have. They used to drag out those quarterly meetings. Those are the worst. I mean, it was usually all our meetings were usually the quarterly meetings. So like it was like every 3 months we had a Sunday meeting, and I was like, bruh, I'm not gonna lie. The Best Buy ones they dragged it out. The T-Mobile ones were the worst. Any of my T-Mobile fam that watches this down the line, yo, I swear to God, all of those T-Mobile meetings were fucking irrelevant, bro. They could have 100% each been a fucking email, bro, or a video call at home. Like
Yeah,
every
I
store
agree.
has a general manager and then like 3 managers beneath them, supervisors, whatever the fuck. Y'all could split up the store between the 3 managers and be like, yo, listen, y'all, we're gonna get on a video call with your individual manager at a time that works for everybody. This is what we have to talk about. This is what the meeting was about. 20 minutes, maybe, and that's it. The thing that blew mine the most, my managers used to look out for me because the T-Mobiles that I worked at, they were both in Brooklyn, and my managers was like, "Yo, you the only nigga that doesn't live in Brooklyn that has to come to work here." So honestly, and obviously, I'm not gonna say the locations or the people's names because I don't want nobody to get in trouble if they're still with the company or whatever. If this gets seen or whatever. But I'm like, I would honestly text my managers and be like, yo, do I have to come to this meeting? Like, can you just like, and my first manager, he would always tell me, he'd be like, yo, bro, you good. You don't got to come. And it'll be mad funny because the day after, like, my people at the store would be like, damn, bro, you lucky you didn't have to come to that meeting. That shit was mad boring. I was like, my nigga, I'm not trying to take a train an hour and a half for y'all to tell me shit that maybe doesn't even have to do with me for like 20 minutes. And then I have to go back home at fucking midnight from or even worse, take the fucking train to Brooklyn on the weekends, which is fucking god awful, my nigga. Like,
Yeah.
on a normal day, I had to take 3 trains on a normal day to get to my second T-Mobile location. So on the weekends, I had to take 4 trains. I had to take the same train twice because it would stop right before it goes into Brooklyn, and then I would have to take another one across the platform that goes into Brooklyn. The same train. But so yeah, so you know those were my weekends, and I would deadass tell that to my second manager. At first, she made me come to the meetings, and then afterwards, she was like, "All right, if it's not like if you don't have to be here, then I'm not gonna make you come here. But if you have to be here, then you have to come." And I'm like, "All right, that's understandable." But like when you do all these review meetings, I don't care. Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If you're doing your thing at work, that's cool. Why the fuck am I here? Like, am I getting a prize? Are you giving me money? Are you promoting me? Why am I here this Sunday morning? And I don't work today either. I think those are the worst ones when it came to Best Buy. When you made us be there at like 6:30, 7 in the morning on a Sunday and you didn't work that fucking day.
Nothing. Oh, I hated
The
that. And I
meeting
was
the
always
meeting
drunk too.
finishes at like 9 something, like 10, right before the store opens, because Sundays the store opened at 10. The meeting finishes right before 10. All right, we called you here to be here this Sunday for 2 hours, even though you got paid for it. It's just like, bro. Oh, that was another thing too. T-Mobile didn't pay us for the meetings. I don't know if when
Paid
you,
me. I don't know about you, bro.
bro. After the first time when I told that to my manager, I was like, yo, bro, do we not get paid for these meetings? Cause I didn't see that shit pop up on my check, and he's just like, oh nah, and I was like, well. That was another thing that made me tell them. I'm like, yo, bro, if I do not have to come to these meetings, I'm not coming to this fucking meeting, bro. I'm gonna keep it. You can't force me to come into work if you're not gonna pay me. And if
I hated having to work after the meetings.
Yeah, because
and not being able to leave early.
Oh, when you had like a closing
I
shift
remember
or some shit.
Lexi would like always do that. Like he'd be like right after the meeting,
He would
like,
do that to us. He would do that to the
hey,
fucking full timers.
Yeah, he was like, hey, if you want to like start now, that's fine. You could do that. And I'm
Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Like,
nigga,
right, cool.
I
So
started
that means we're leaving early today, right? Well, no, we still need you. Then I'm not starting now.
I don't care.
Upstairs.
First of all, you're not
sleep.
I already clocked in 39 hours this week. So unless you're gonna pay me 3 hours overtime, I'm not starting early. Because as soon as you hit 40 hours and you go a little bit over that, everybody's just like, yo, you're clocking in at overtime. You gotta. That means if I started early, I did that once to Mike C, and they actually had to make me leave early. I had to leave at 7 on that. I was supposed to close, and Mike C ended up having to like close with the closer or whatever because I told him, I was like, yo, bro, you want me to start now? I'm supposed to come in at 1, and like I'm supposed to do a 1 to close on Sunday. So if I come in early, I'm gonna be 2 hours overtime. And he gave me the kind of like the runaround, and I was like, I bet I'm gonna punch. Matter of fact, I didn't even punch out after the meeting. I stayed, punched in. I was like, I bet, let's go. I'm gonna run this shit, bro. 6 something rolls around. Mike C calls me upstairs into admin. He was like, yeah, man. So yeah, you're like an hour overtime right now. I was like, that's cool. That means I'm gonna get paid my hour overtime. He was like, nah, you know, he's like, he tried to make me feel good about it. He was like, yeah, so what we're gonna do, cause we can't have you guys working overtime right now. We don't have the hours or the budget for it or whatever the fuck. He's like, so just clock out at 7. I'll do, just try to close out whatever you can. I'll do the rest of the closing stuff with whoever was closing that night. And I looked at him. I was like, so I'm leaving at 7. I'm not closing. And he's like, yeah. I was like, I bet. I went back downstairs. I didn't do nothing for those other 45 minutes where I was chilling. And then I forgot who it was that was closing with me that night. I just looked over them. I was like, damn, that's tough, bro. You gonna close by yourself. You gonna close with Mike C, my nigga. That's tough.
Speaking of closing, if I offered you $100,000 to play a children's game with me, would you accept it?
Do these
like
games...
if I was like a stranger, right, and I approached you and I was like, yo, play Junkin with me, and if you win, I'll give you $100,000. However, if you lose, you owe me $100,000.
Wait, you said play what game? I would have been specific.
Rock paper scissors. I said Junkin. Rock paper scissors. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When it doesn't involve something like that, like money or like, yo, bet me your, like, I don't know, phone or your kicks, whatever, I would 100% play rock paper scissors. But for something like that, I would have been like, nah, bro, I'm straight. I would have hit him with the Swift, like how I hit the evangelist on the street. I'm good. I like keep my headphones on. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I just keep it pushing. However, do these games involve any? I was trying to put like I was trying to do like a Squid description. I don't know. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, it's I've been seeing so many memes about this show. Twitter made this show. I feel like Twitter made this show blow up a lot.
Yeah, the memes for it is like jokes. When you actually watch the show,
you understand.
For anybody who's out there, we are now talking about Squid Games. It is the fucking biggest thing on Netflix right now.
It's Netflix's number one show right now. It
in
actually
90 countries.
Yeah, it actually jumped from. So it beat out Stranger Things and it beat out something else. It beat out their number one movie because of how fast people have been streaming it. Which again, I feel like we've definitely spoken about this before on here. The internet is a double-edged sword. Something like this, like I know you guys have probably seen this by now on Twitter or Instagram or wherever. Like the creator of Squid Games ended up selling like his original laptop that he wrote it on because he was so broke that he needed the money. He kept obviously the writing and everything, and he was also turned down by like 10 studios. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And now to have his show be the number one show
10 years later
on Netflix for them, and not just like TV. It's the biggest show on Netflix. Like, I'm gonna be honest, and this is probably the last thing I should be thinking about right now. That nigga is swimming in money right now, bro.
Oh yeah.
I know Netflix had to give him an extra hefty bag for that, bro.
Not only does he get the payday for
royalties,
Squid Games itself, he will also then be chosen for future projects and such like that as well.
Bro. Yo, matter of fact, we gotta give it up to like Korean art, bro. Parasite was a fucking phenomenal movie.
Yes.
Bro.
For decades, the Korean art film
they've been
industry
doing their fucking thing, bro.
has very well been like working independently. Like they don't even care.
They don't work with. They usually don't do major
It's like,
studios. They do.
yo,
They do it with their own, available studios, and it's not
I
like they're
know
not like
in
profit and shit. But yo, bro,
I know in
some
the
of the
Philippines there's a single production studio there. In Thailand there's a single production studio there, and in Korea there's quite a few. Um, and a lot of the production companies they kind of like flip flop and use a lot of like the same like actors and such like that.
yeah.
Um, that being said, a lot of these like Korean movies are on Netflix now and other like streaming platforms and stuff
Hulu
like
and
that.
shit.
Take the chance to actually watch them. Like I know a lot of people like scroll past it, like, oh, I'm not watching this foreign film or whatever. No, some of these movies are absolute heat, like absolute heat. Um,
Yo, bro.
in the Discord, I'm gonna drop a list of like a lot of the foreign films that I've watched on Netflix or like other streaming platforms that I found to be fantastic. And there's like a whole bunch of different genres to it. There's the horror aspect to it, which are amazing. By the way, they're
I was
amazing.
gonna say, bro, Parasite was wild. Like that shit.
Mhm.
I can't remember. I watched something before back in the day that was from like Korean film and TV. I can't remember what it was, but I know it was big. Um, I feel like it's one of those things too where like even at my job I had so many people be like, yo, like who would have thought that this was gonna be fire? And I'm like, anybody that like legit isn't probably
Watch
racist
it.
and gives people
Right.
and gives shit a try, because you probably pass by and then you saw the dude's face, like they're smiling and shit, and you just like, Squid Game, nah, this shit sounds stupid as hell, I'm not watching this shit.
Right.
And then now that
I mean,
everybody,
at first it sounds like a hentai. I'm not gonna
oh,
lie.
that's a fact, absolutely.
I was like, what the fuck? Because I definitely seen it like pop up on there, but I was already watching something else. But then, like, I had already like added it to the list. So I was like, oh, this sounds like a cool concept.
Mm-hmm.
But pinning that, for anybody who hasn't seen the show, basically the concept is, um, 456 people are recruited to play a series of games, 6 games in
Childhood.
total. That were based off like children's games as they were growing up. So like the first episode consists of like red light, green light, and that's all I'm gonna say for that. You can use your imagination as to what the other games could be, based off like your own childhood or like for childhood games that you know in like other regions of the world. But basically, there's $1 billion for every. No, it's like since there's 456 players, the total pot is 45.6 billion won because it's in Korea. That's their currency.
Yeah.
So, regardless of like the exchange rate, what that is to like American dollars, that's still a lot of fucking money.
Bro, what?
It's a lot of money. And every time a player is eliminated, that pot increases up to that amount. So they start with like nothing, they play the game, and then they see the amount of money that they've won because like a bunch of players were eliminated. Now the premise of the show is eliminated is exactly that. You're clipped. Done. You're dead. They will kill you when you lose the game. So
Yeah.
it's either you win or you die.
Yep.
It's a crazy premise. It's kind of like Saw, but these people willingly chose to.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was probably the biggest thing, because I know a lot of people, like when people break it down or they try to put somebody onto the show, they bring that up. They're just like, yo, just think the same concept as Saw, and I was like, you're forgetting a major part. These people chose
They
to
choose to be there.
Yeah. So in Saw, nobody wakes up and just like, yo, I gotta go find that dummy, bro. I'm trying to see what's up. Like, no, not at all.
Oh, exactly. But yeah, Who Wants to Be a Billionaire gone wild? Exactly. It's like
Pretty much.
Survivor meets like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, basically.
Pretty fucking much.
But I am currently on episode. I'm up to episode 7. I haven't finished just yet.
I haven't started it yet.
So far, it is wild. You immediately start falling in love with like certain characters of the show.
I know everybody keeps talking about the shorty. I don't know her name. But I've seen like everybody put her face, the same face up that she looks like super sad and shit. And then I know everybody. That's why I said that shit earlier. My guy sang Woo, aka Woo Shiesty, because that's his name,
Yeah.
Woo Shiesty.
The main character Gihan, he's basically a fuck up. Like he's divorced. He lives with his mom. He's a gambling problem. He's just not winning at life right now. And he's presented this opportunity to play a game with this gentleman on the train station that it basically is two envelopes, and the goal is to slam your envelope into the other player's envelope and make it flip to win.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
So
there's a game. I don't want to say there's a game here. There was something.
Tops.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. That's like their version of it. A lot of the games that they play is like variations of like what we played here.
Yeah, Randy said he saw his sister watch it. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it either, Randy.
100% watch it. It's so good. Because it's like you kind of understand because like as like somebody who's like struggling financially or anything like that, you're kind of like, yo, what would I do for this? Like to catch a break?
Absolutely,
I
bro.
hate living this like this. Like, what would I do?
Bro, let's be honest. Like we throw around that hypothetical a lot. Like that's like a running joke here in New York. It's like, oh, you know, well, or anywhere rather. Oh, like, would you this or would you that for $1 million and what this? If somebody were to physically present me like with legit $1 million in a suitcase, and it was just like, yo, bro, all you got to do is like, beat my man's right here in a game of rock paper scissors. And on some like you wouldn't like not on some Squid Game shit like you wouldn't know them afterwards. It's like, you listen, if you win, you can take this $1 million with you. Or like, yo, I don't know, do some like run around naked in Times Square, bro, for $1 million. Oh, give me that.
I'll do it.
Free.
Yeah.
What? None of y'all niggas is gonna remember me past tomorrow. It don't matter how many. You told me to run. You told me to run naked.
Project said that.
You told me. You told me to run naked in Times Square. You didn't say I couldn't have a mask on. You know what I'm saying?
Project says if they like Squid Game, wait till they find out about Dead Man Wonderland. I said the same fucking thing.
That's another one of those shows, right?
So that's an anime.
Oh,
it's a throwback anime too. Not like a super throwback like 80s or whatever, but it was like
that sounds familiar. I don't think you might have spoken about it before.
Yes, it came out around, I think 2010 or around there, somewhere around there, like 09, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely out when like Naruto was out, and like because it was like overshadowed by that.
Dead Man Wonderland. That sounds. Let me look up like the title thing because it's not.
It's currently on Funimation. Basically, I'll give you the premise, right? So the main character, Gonta, he's convicted for murdering his classmates. They killed the entire classroom, right?
Oh, first of all, why does that sound like some like Dangan shit right there?
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah.
And he's put in the prison where the main attraction. It's like a theme park, basically, but it's a prison.
Okay.
So they have like these like relay races, with the prisoners, where they would like do like an obstacle course or whatever, and people are like being legit like killed. Like they have like snipers and mascots and everything, and they're like shooting the contestants who like try to escape or whatever, and the audience is just like loving it. They're like, "Oh man, this is crazy! The effects are wild." They don't know like these like inmates are like legit dying.
Bro.
That's like the surface of it. There's a lot like deeper. There's a deeper plot to it, which kind of
it has a cult following. I know that for sure.
But yeah, Dead Man Wonderland is fire. If you have Funimation, it's exclusively there. You can watch it there. Yeah, I said the same thing when I heard about Squid Game. I was like, this is like Dead Man Wonderland. What the fuck?
That's
Project, we're right here, bro. You're like, we're right here.
Nah, that's well. Actually, now that you brought that up, now that we're in this territory here, because 2 weeks ago when it happened, that was the first episode that we were trying to go live with or record or whatever. That we weren't able to work it out, technicalities. Me and Mugen are both caught up and both finished season 1 of Tokyo Revengers. And Baji-kun, bro, easily story wise, probably one of, or if not the best that has come out this past year. I want to say, because 2020, we already did 2020 when we started the podcast. 2021 so far, I think Tokyo Revengers got it. Out of the new stuff, like we're not talking about season 2 and 3s of other shows, obviously, because those shows are pretty much set up. Like, we're talking about like fresh new shows. Tokyo Revengers got it, like
hands down.
Tokyo Revengers got
its
it.
popularity has like skyrocketed too. It has fucking gone off, and we've mentioned it before on this podcast plenty of times. If you have not watched Tokyo Revengers,
please do yourself that favor. Yo,
stop.
There's a couple of other shows that I want to watch. My cousin told me about the show called 86. I heard that it's really good. There's also a couple of other animes that like were newer that I haven't watched yet. Like people have been telling me about, even on stream the other day. Somebody was telling me if I watched, asking me rather if I watched Bungo Stray Dogs. I haven't watched that either.
That's not new though. That's like an older anime.
Yeah, I know it came out with within these last couple years, but I know there's some that like I haven't. Yeah. People have been telling Shield Hero I haven't watched.
You've seen
Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, Vinland Saga I haven't watched yet. Like,
you're slacking. You gotta catch up on all that.
I mean, I don't want to pay for Hulu.
Bungo Stray Dogs, the one of the characters, his name is Dazai. He's very, very similar characteristics to Gojo in terms of like personality, because he's like, he knows he's the best. And everyone knows he's the best. Like, he's known by like everybody for being the best. And they have very similar abilities, whereas Gojo's like power is like infinity. Dazai's power is neutralization. So you can like legit like neutralize your power. No problem.
That's
so yeah. In a world where like a lot of people have like their abilities and such, and he can just like, yeah, you don't have powers anymore.
That's on some like father from Fullmetal Alchemist type shit. Like when everybody went down to his lair, he just tapped and nobody could use alchemy anymore. I was like, oh, actually,
he's like very broken.
We'll get into a little bit more Tokyo Revengers now, real quick, because I saw this on Twitter. I think I answered it as well too. I can't remember the other ones. I know. So one of them was this, right? Let's just say, because we're on the topic of anime. What is one anime that you wish you could relive again from the beginning with a fresh mind? Like going into it like you've never watched it before again. You already know what mine is, but I'll say
it's obviously. I would say One Piece, obviously.
Out of all the animes you've ever watched, like that's the one that you would be like, yo, if I could relive this experience fresh, you would choose One Piece.
I mean, that's a given. I would 100% choose One Piece.
I would choose. I mean, I would choose Fullmetal Alchemist, brother. I mean, I'm not gonna choose nothing else. I would 100% want to relive that. Because nothing else gave me that. Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Till this day, that's why. That's probably. I have many reasons why it's my number one, but that is probably the number one reason why. Is because nothing has made me go through the roller coaster of emotions that Fullmetal Alchemist has from beginning to end. Brotherhood specifically, not the first shit.
For me, I would say Bleach.
Oh, okay, I could see it.
Yeah, I would say Bleach.
I pushed off Bleach for so long, and then when I started watching it, I was just like, oh, this is what I've been missing out on for 10 years. Like, so I get it. I get it. Bleach is, especially those first 2 seasons, and then when they come back from Hueco Mundo, it's bro.
Yeah, Hueco Mundo is my favorite arc. Like that one singular arc, I want to relive that over and over and over again.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll throw this in there. It hurts, but like,
hello.
I would.
Hello.
Yo, look who
it is.
Who decided to join us? Oh, GG's. Bro, that internet over there.
You better jump on the Wi-Fi.
That's a fact, bro. That internet, my son is in the Matrix right now. Bro.
Oh, yeah.
Right, you're good. Never mind.
No,
it's not the greatest.
Nah. So real
Sorry.
quick, bro, we were just talking about this right now. So I forgot what it was. This question had multiple parts to it, but in the sense of us talking about anime right now, what is one anime that you've watched in your life? I mean, I said Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So, but what is one anime that you wish you could relive, like re-experience, like as if you've never watched it before? Yeah.
Wait, like rewatch brand new,
Like you've never watched it before. Like, what is one anime that you want to relive through again?
Like
that
your memories of the episodes and like your emotional
completely
wiped. Episodes completely gone. And
but you had the choice to choose one anime. What would it be?
Holy fuck.
I said Brotherhood. Y'all knew that. I said Brotherhood. I don't care. There's nothing that made me go through a roller coaster of emotion that Brotherhood did. I was thinking about stuff like Dragon Ball Z, but for me overall, I like specific arcs in Dragon Ball rather than the whole entirety of it.
Oh, serious. Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the whole Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball, not really, but like Dragon Ball Z as a whole, I enjoyed it a lot. But that's not the anime that I want to say though. I want to say something else. Like, oh man, bruh.
You know what I would put as a close second? I'm not
doing this to me right now. I just came in.
I'll give you some time to think, because you know what I would put in a close second right now?
Yeah, do that.
You know what I would put in a close second right now? Not the entirety of it, but I would say like the first, up until the time skip, I would want to go back into a fresh Fairy Tail, because of how good it was until the time skip. When they came back from the time skip, I was just that's when it started going downhill with Fairy Tail Zero and all that other shit. I was like, I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. Yeah.
I feel like it got better.
The arc right after the time skip was good. Everything after that, like once they were over the like what they're doing with Marvel now with the whole snap, where they're just like, oh, you know what happened to you during the blip. Like, all right, we get it, my nigga. Like, all right, let's go past that. Once they got over that in Fairy Tail and the next arc followed, because I think Fairy Tail Zero followed shortly after that, it was fucking trash. And then we all know the final season of Fairy Tail was, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I would want to relive.
Manga wise, the last
Manga wise was phenomenal.
Fairy Tail was fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
The art style for like Natsu going like full like demon, like going like full E&D, fire.
Bro,
and fighting Gray, fire. Them like destroying Urza, like Urza destroying them basically, fire. Like
it was crazy.
Loved it. Translated into the anime.
I actually want to read the manga of Fairy Tail like from beginning to end.
I recommend it. Speaking of reading manga, so I'm reading Tokyo Manji Gang, which is technically the
Tokyo Revengers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't up until like halfway into the series when they broke it down that I was, because like I've like everybody else, I was always saying Tomon, and then when Mikey had his episode where they broke down like the beginning of the group, and they said it before that in the show as well, like that time Tokyo Manji Gang.
Tokyo Manjido
and I was like, and I was like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? He was like, y'all are a biker gang, Tokyo Manji, what the fuck? And then he was like, and then that's when Baji was just like, yo, let's just say Tomon because that shit is mad long. And I was like, oh fuck, bro.
So I'm at the part in the manga where I don't want to spoil it because you started reading it, right?
No, I haven't started reading it yet at all.
Right. So like where this last episode, like episode 24, where that like stops, that's chapter 74. So you can just start from there because it's pretty much panel for panel in the show.
Say less.
For the manga. So you start at 74, and then, bro. So like, obviously like Mikey's real name is Manjido.
Yeah.
The reason why he's called Mikey is because of his sister Emma.
Oh, that was a funny ass episode too. Towards the end, where people thought they was dating.
Oh yeah. That shit was jokes.
Emma-chan.
Yeah. So yeah, he's like, yeah, call me Mikey since your name's Emma, because she was feeling like alienated, because they don't have like the same, mother.
Because they gave her like a more Western name, I guess.
Right.
You got it?
Right.
You got it?
Yeah, bro, it's tough. Like, honestly, it's only like I have two in mind. It will be like Yu Yu Hakusho and Assassination Classroom because I
that's what I'm
really love
saying,
both
bro.
of those animes.
Yeah, I told you, I should have known. I knew I was going with Brotherhood, bro. And Thompson originally said One Piece, which again is understandable.
Yeah.
It's your favorite. If it's your favorite anime, bro, 100%, I would choose to relive it.
Obviously, that's the one you're gonna want to like.
Yeah,
watch,
100%. And you could choose prior to like losing your memory of it. But like, yo,
Well, no, because I was thinking about Pokemon.
yeah, but Pokemon is like, bro.
But,
If I'm
like,
being
the
honest,
thing-
like the first 2 seasons of Pokemon were good.
Yeah.
Everything else after that was like it was
But
like
the thing
okay
is,
for
like-
the time, but
Yeah, but it also influenced like a lot of like my life. Like not just like the anime pretty much like introduced me to like the whole Pokemon thing, and then I played the games,
yeah.
and the games are like a big part of my life. So I don't think Pokemon would be a good choice because if I forgot about Pokemon, like if I never watched it or anything like that, then all the games and everything that I grew up playing would never be a part of my life.
But the thing is, you're not gonna forget everything else. It would have been like it would have still been this. You would have still met the same conditions. Like if you rewatch Pokemon, that's still gonna translate to the games and the stuff like that. Because like if I would have said Dragon Ball Z, that would have 100%. I would have also went into like Tenkaichi, Budokai, all that shit.
Yeah, but I didn't really play those games as much as like I've dedicated.
Well, no, that was just an
a large
example. I wouldn't
portion
have
of my
chosen
life.
Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Fine.
Yeah.
I did play. It was like a Bleach game for the Wii.
For the
I think
Wii,
it's like-
nigga.
Yeah, for the Wii. Exactly. I think it was called like Heated Soul something or something like that. Bro, I fucking plugged so many hours into that game, bro. Because it like relies on like the motion controls and such like that. And then obviously my favorite character in Bleach is Byakuya. So that nigga had 3 Bankais.
That nigga
I was so
OP,
hyped,
bro.
I was so happy. You can use all 3 in the game too.
Bro, that nigga.
So I was untouchable. Anybody that came to the crib to play it, I'm like, oh, we're gonna play Bleach or whatever, and like they would choose like Ichigo, and it's like, oh yeah, I have like my Bankais because his stat boosts was crazy when he uses his Bankai. I'm like, alright, cool, I use Byakuya, You just swing the Re remote, and then like it sends like the pedal blades. It's like, all right, cool. Keep away. Oh, you trying to like transform? You used your Bankai. I bet Bankai. Now the whole screen is basically my Bankai. What's up?
Bro,
You trying to like get a boost? I bet second Bankai. Oh, you're
that
not
nigga
touching me, bro.
Byakuya was fucking broken, bro. If you want to talk about broken anime characters, that nigga Byakuya was different, bro.
That's
that
right.
nigga was different, bro.
So there's a reason like only he can like really like talk to Kenpachi the way he be doing.
That's a fact.
Because he was about it. He was like, I'll beat the
Bro.
shit out you. Stop playing.
That shit, that shit was mad funny, bro. That I need to finish catching up on that because I keep hearing that it should be returning soon. Oh, one thing that I did sleep on, I'm not gonna lie, I watched the first 2 episodes, but I'm gonna watch it again from the beginning. Was the reboot of Shaman King. I haven't caught up to it.
Yeah, that's on my my list. But then I saw that they added the Chimera Ant arc for Hunter x Hunter on Netflix too. So I was like, gotta watch that.
Did they finish? Did they finish Hunter up like fully putting up Hunter x Hunter on Netflix or?
Yeah.
All right, bet. So I'll probably get into that too because I watched Hunter x Hunter to the end of the test and then I didn't watch after that. Like I stopped when they were fighting after they finished fighting the black girl in front of this dude's house. Yeah, I stopped like right in the beginning, bro. I'm like 30 episodes in.
Evans Tower or York New City or
at
oh
all,
my God, bro.
At all.
Yo.
I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, period. Even though my Amanda watched like the whole thing when we were together, and she was
It's
into
good.
it.
I gotta have like a watch party and watch it together. Cause
I'm down.
bro, that is like one of the best anime out there. It is heat.
Yeah.
It is.
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that it's like top tier anime.
Bro, the fighting, the powers, the abilities.
Yo, I
Fire,
think.
bro.
Yo, Sam, did you watch this, bro? I think we were talking about it the other day. I think actually we haven't spoken about this yet because we haven't done the thing in 2 weeks. But I think we spoke about it a little bit on Twitter. The Reverse Flash and Goku Black death battle.
Oh my god.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my god, bro.
I don't want to hear none of these
bro.
Goku fanboys come to me talking about he could be Superman. Reverse Flash just dusted Goku Black, and Goku Black was
Nobody's worried
technically
about
at the
Goku.
time dusting Goku.
Nobody's worried
So,
about Goku himself, alright?
That's
It's
a
Goku
fact.
Black that we're worried about.
or Goku Rose on some champagne shit.
And my beef with it is like there's no way that Thawne would know that it's the ring that's giving him his
You
like,
100% would have known. They would have kept on going back in time, and they would have found out more about each other. They would have continued to kill each other
That's
and go back in
legit
time
what's
and loop it.
Traveling is such a cop out.
But to be honest, though,
It
if
is.
we're being honest, this is kind of Toriyama's fault because he made it where the ring was like his eternal weakness. Because once you destroy the ring, that's it. Now you're not I forgot what it was, the word that they used, like not a time remnant, a paradox. You're not a paradox anymore. So you can get killed and that's it. You die. So, but you can't do that for Thawne. The only one person that did it one time, which was in a
No,
I don't know if,
the ring separates you from the timeline. So like any alterations to the timeline, you're not affected by.
yeah. So
You can
once
jump
you
in and
destroy the
out.
ring,
Free
now
roam.
it's GG's. Now you're not now. It pretty much took that away from him that he wasn't able to be a paradox anymore.
Right, which I call bullshit. There's no way he
And
would.
to my knowledge-
it's the ring that he's giving him
to
the
my-
ability.
To my
Because he can
knowledge,
only feel B-force, no other like form of like time travel or anything. Because if that was the case, he would have like been like went to like violate Booster Gold.
oh no, absolutely. But you know what it is? Again, it's a mixture of things. Plot armor, the way that each of these characters are written. Because unless I'm wrong, somebody in either of our chats correct us or on YouTube later on. Unless I'm wrong, there's no way, or they haven't shown it yet as of now, how to do that to Zoom in the comics. Like that I know of, Zoom has never been removed from, like, unwillingly removed from the timeline. When the whole Flashpoint thing happened, he was outside of time. That's why he wasn't affected. He willingly chose to go outside of time, and that's why he
has
wasn't.
his own Speed Force.
Yeah, he has his own fucking force, his own dimension that he could travel to. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But it's, I understood why he won. He's a way more well written and fleshed out character than Goku Black. So he had
Goku
his
Black was
story
only around
backing.
for an arc.
Yeah, he had his whole story
Reverse
backing.
Flash,
And
Century.
again, I'll stand by this too. Making Goku Black, like making that ring be like the source of him being yes or no, that was his biggest downfall. Because again, they
Right,
would have kept
because
on going
it's
back in time and finding
easily
more and more
accessible
about each
to
other.
Thawne.
Yeah. Bro, that nigga Thawne grabbed that shit and literally erased it from time. He was like, "Oh, it's GG's. I'm finna get this nigga now."
Yeah.
Bro,
That's just like this bullshit. But whatever, it's okay.
you could blame Toriyama
That's
for
fine.
that.
Actually,
Bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
And there's another one, Tony Stark versus Batman. And
I think
Uh,
Tony won that, right? 'Cause,
Tony won that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be
Because
honest.
of his hollow suit.
Well, Batman doesn't really build the suits to fight like.
No, that's not true. He has god killing suits, bro, that were made by gods. Just like
His
I mean,
Hellbat suit.
yeah, his Hellbat suit could have easily killed Tony,
Literally
bro.
end all be all. But the
Yeah.
only thing is, it takes his life force.
I mean, that's fine,
Whereas
bro.
the hollow suit,
If you win the
for
battle-
Tony, it doesn't.
Yeah, well, I'm also thinking about like the fact that didn't Tony Stark build the fucking suit that was like the size of a planet, pretty much like a sentinel size one.
A celestial
Uh,
suit.
A
It was-
celestial
it was-
wing, a celestial?
No, it's like a net basically.
no,
it's like
they showed one where he actually
Yeah,
has a suit that was built by
He has a celestial. He has a celestial.
it was kind of like his Godbuster kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what it is though? I feel like both of these guys, they're very heavily reliant on their technology. And and this isn't biased. I do want to say I do feel like
Batman
Batman
should have won that for just hand-to-hand combat. Period.
Yeah, because when it came down to it, I'm sorry, if they were both in a fair field, none of Tony's suits would have made it to him on time before this nigga would have killed him. None of them suits would have made it there on time. And the suit that he has on him already, bro, like if we're being honest, people say, oh, you know, Batman with prep time, this, that, or the other. You don't take into consideration that this nigga's mind, he has the greatest mind on earth. Prep
He
time to
literally
Batman.
has
Prep time to
a
Batman is like, I can look at
personality
you.
set to the side to continue being Batman if Bruce Wayne is no longer there.
Bro,
What the fuck?
prep time to Batman
There are
is
supercomputers
literally
that can't do that.
prep time to Batman is literally looking at you, looking at you for like 20 seconds, not even 20 seconds, and being like, all right, I already know that his shoulder doesn't work, his right knee is fucked up, his left foot is fucked up. I already know where to hit you at, in a matter of minutes. And so he could easily have done that with his suit too.
The only thing is, Marvel does have better like materials in terms of like metals and things like that than DC.
No, they don't. No, they
Yes,
don't.
they do. Yes, they do.
No, they
yes,
don't.
they do. They have more available.
There's nothing.
Bro.
There's nothing that could cut through
They don't.
9th metal, and now they have 10th
Exactly.
metal. There's plenty of things that could cut through vibranium. Plenty of things, that could, and that's the strongest.
Vibranium's like their end all be all. Vibranium like adamantium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Batman has a
There's plenty
suit.
of metals that
Wonder Woman,
in the
bro,
DC universe that could.
just like what they did for Tony with the Celestial suit, which is his Godbuster suit. They did that for
Godbuster
the
suit,
Hellbat.
yeah.
They did that for the Hellbat armor. Diana forged it with the metal because she was the only one that could break that shit. Superman took it to the sun to weld it. They did all that, and then they did that again for the 10th metal suit. So
Wait, how the fuck did Iron Man even fucking win? Because I'm thinking
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
wouldn't the
He
only-
won off of a
the
technicality.
only thing that would matter. The only thing that would matter is who has the most money at that point. To be honest,
he won off
Batman
of a
definitely has more money than
technicality.
him.
He won off of a
It would
technicality.
not. Yeah.
And it was bullshit. He went off of a technicality because again, it was one of those things where Tony has readily available to him all of his suits, but he has at most he would have like 2 suits on him. He would have his regular suit that he's
His
always
regular,
constantly
like, nano
upgrading.
suit and then his hollow suit.
Yeah, and then the hollow suit is what beat it. But if we're being honest, again, that shouldn't have killed Bruce. Like that
It
shit
should not
that
have,
was bullshit.
because
bro.
the hollow suit is literally constructed just like a Green Lantern's ring. And guess who's held multiple versions of that ring? Fucking Batman.
He won.
So he would have been
He won off of a
ready for
technicality.
whatever.
I know we've said this on here before. I feel like some of these matches, the way that they end, they're just like, all right, these characters are pretty heavily stacked against each other. Like, let's like flip a coin, and then whoever wins will make that person win the match. Cause like, yo, bro, there's no way, my nigga.
Not to mention Batman's like extended amount of time using the fucking Mobius chair, making him omnipotent. Like this man, like
doesn't he pretty much know everything at that point?
yes,
He does. He
was tied to, like,
also
everything.
technically the main reason why Batman should have won is because he knows about Tony Stark because they've had multiple crossovers already.
That's true.
Aside from him being from him being on the
Which
Mobius
they
chair, which
actually
has him know
chose to
everything.
leave out. They chose to leave that out.
So again,
Yeah.
they gave the win to Tony. That was 100% a biased win that they gave it to him because Batman easily washes Iron Man. Easily.
Because they even said it themselves. Like Batman is literally trained
Also,
in every hand-to-hand
Hand-to-hand combat, Batman pretty
No
much watches
command,
everybody
yeah.
in Marvel.
He's even trained in hand-to-hand combat from like other species. Like he's like learned like Martian hand-to-hand combat. He's learned Oa hand-to-hand combat from like the lanterns.
bro.
Like,
Again, and then if we're being honest, I feel like what we might see soon in the comic books from Batman is the fact that since the whole stuff with the Darkseid War and Mobius and all of that happened years ago in the comics, after Batman on there, I'm pretty sure one of the many things that he saw was all of the fighting styles in the multiverses.
mm-hmm.
And that's something that like Batman is just like, oh, I'm chilling right now, my nigga. He probably read all that shit down. He's like, all right, I'm gonna work on this, that, the other, and then
He
also
doesn't need to write it down.
Nigga said write it down.
his fucking-
He don't need
his
to write shit down.
his
That boy-
fucking whatever, bro. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, also his fighting style is personal to him. he mixes all of the fighting that he knows to make his own fighting style.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bro, that shit that he definitely wants. And then also I'm choosing to die on this hill, bro, because it was bullshit. Rock Lee should have 100% washed Sanji, bro. 1,000%, my nigga. That was bullshit, bro. Rock Lee 1,000% should have washed Sanji, my nigga. Sanji is not touching the 8 gates, bro. I don't care. I'm dying on that hill, bro. Sanji's not touching the 8 gates, bro. He's not. You could be faster, but you're not stronger than the 8 gates, boy. I'm telling you that much.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Sanji 1,000% should have gotten washed by Rock Lee.
I
don't know, bro. I'm looking at this. The bounty for this nigga is 180 million, bro.
I don't give a fuck what that nigga's bounty is, bro. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
That translates to 0 in Naruto's world, my nigga.
That's like a whole country's worth right there, my guy. What are you talking about?
Guess what that translates to in Naruto? That's his bounty in Naruto.
I don't know, bro.
I'll go fuck.
Rock Lee, nigga.
I love Rock Lee.
That's a fact.
He's one of my favorite.
In the
Bro.
comment section for that very video, there are like, those like, no, that's bullshit. Blah blah blah. Like, listen, bro, they broke it down for you, bro. Like, this man has done amazing feats,
bro. They broke it down, but it was the same situation with Batman and Iron Man. Sanji won off of Sanji won because he was faster, not stronger.
Batman and Iron Man, they left out the simple fact. They left out information, a lot of information on Batman's part. No,
bro.
Less.
We're talking about a mode that Rock Lee has that can go up against gods. They have not. That's not.
One
Sanji's
that
not
he
beating
himself
that.
has not fully mastered yet.
Well, I mean, I can't speak on Boruto's behalf because I don't know if on Boruto what level he's on, and I doubt that we're gonna get to see that anytime soon. But if he continue the training that he's about the same age that Guy Sensei was. Now in Boruto, I want to say, like when Naruto first started, I feel like Rock Lee's about the same age as Guy Sensei was right now. You could say that was like what mid. They're like in their 20s, right?
For who?
The older people in Boruto, like the
no, they're like in their 30s.
Okay, yeah, so he's definitely about the same thing as Guy Sensei. So, and Guy Sensei had said that Rock Lee was stronger than him. But he just hadn't mastered.
You're thinking about Rock Lee and Boruto. That's not who was in the fight.
Boruto was out at the time.
Lee during the war.
Boruto was out at the time.
No.
Yeah.
No, the character that they used and modeled was Rock Lee during the war.
So you're still telling me that was a fair fight when they used the current Sanji against the old Rock Lee?
That wasn't the current Sanji though, because there was a whole other part of Sanji that was available. That they did not use.
They were maybe like
put them together now. Sure,
I would give it this.
Maybe Lee is gonna
timeline wise, I would give it this. They probably didn't use the updated Sanji by like an arc in One Piece, but they used a whole ass Rock Lee from like years ago, bro. Nah, bro. They did it. They did that nigga
also
dirty.
been a character since Rock Lee, before Rock Lee was even thought of.
It doesn't matter, bro. Okay, and what does that have to do with anything?
That's what I'm saying. Your point makes no sense.
No,
like,
what I'm trying to tell you is
they chose them at those specific times for reasons.
Nah, that's bullshit,
yes,
bro.
Boruto was very much out, and they could have mentioned that. Yes,
if you're gonna do two characters against each other, like I get it when they do it in a sense of they're like, all right, who would win? The next death battle would be like Kid Goku versus Kid somebody else. That's understandable. But we're talking about like, if you're gonna use the two characters, you have to use them, and unless they're like super old and washed up already. But it would the fair fight would have to be use them in their current state. Because I know from what I hear and from what y'all talk about, everybody in One Piece has gone through a lot of stuff in the past couple of arcs. I mean, that's typically how anime goes. Same goes with Rock Lee. And Master 8 Gates Rock Lee, that nigga's washing Sanji, bro.
No, you're saying what you're saying is like these are like things that they've like mentioned and fleshed out, and it was like, oh yeah, this is like how it is now. They've never done that for Rock Lee in Boruto, so we don't know.
They won't do it either. I know that they won't.
Exactly. So we can't really get like an actual like calculated battle for that because we don't know what the fuck Rock Lee's been doing, other than just like teaching like cheating exams and shit like that. Because he could very well slack on his training and not be as skilled a fighter.
Rock Lee slack on his training?
I'm saying it's a possibility. I'm just
bro,
saying, I know it's not,
but hell no. Rock Lee would rather die before stop training, bro.
And then again, he was kind of getting like smacked around by Metal. So
by Metal,
son.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I haven't watched Boruto since the first arc after the movie, so I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Exactly.
We're talking about death battles a lot. What two characters would you guys like to see like fight each other from two different series?
That's a good question.
I want Mikey versus who do I want Mikey to fight?
Krillin GG's. Krillin winning all the time.
It has to be a regular nigga too.
Human nigga.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I watched an anime where like the people didn't have superpowers and like
right.
Like,
this is it's so refreshing for this anime. Like it's like
yeah,
he's just like OP because he's just brolic.
And that nigga did all of that in chancletas too, bro. Like niggas forget that shit. My man is over there kicking niggas from their neck down to the ground, bro. Fucking in sandals, bro. Chilling.
See, I would have said Mikey versus like Itadori or somebody, but you know what? We're gonna take anime and cross it over to comic.
It's a comic.
Nah, that's hard to do too because everyone has fucking powers.
Yeah.
Or they're like some kind of like celestial like descendant or something.
Or they know like 1,000 different fighting styles.
Right. Like I was gonna say like, you know, Mikey versus like Iron Fist or somebody or like I don't know.
Iron Fist is washing that nigga. Iron Fist is washing that nigga. Bro, that was the first nigga that came to mind, bro. Really? Iron Fist?
Bro.
First of all,
Maybe Daredevil's best friend or some shit like that.
Yo, that's a fact. Foggy, my nigga,
like,
Foggy.
Bobby, bro. Like, yo, like, yeah, bro. Like,
Mikey versus Foggy. Yo, what's up?
Maybe. I don't know. Nah, Mikey's taking that, bro. It's easy.
That's a fact, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like hard to do. It's like I can see why they don't really do like a lot of like anime and comic book crossovers because there's not a lot of like characters that you can do. I mean, at least in that sense, you can't really take anybody from like Tokyo Revengers for it.
No, there's a lot of other shows.
They've done like Guts versus Nightmare, and Guts won that fight.
Deku versus Rock Lee.
Rock Lee's washing that nigga.
He's washing that kid, bro. What do you mean?
Even and I just finished catching up to this. The season ended last week of this thing.
There we go. I would say Roy Mustang versus Bakugo.
Ooh,
that's a fair fight.
Versus Bakugo will be good.
That'll be a fun fight to watch. I wonder how that would work out though, because the fire has to do with Bakugo's explosions, and Mustang could control that.
No.
The fires
Bakugo
are a part of his
definitely
explosion.
win. No, but he can control. He basically controls the atoms of what he's blowing up. Roy Mustang can't. Remember, it was raining and he couldn't use his powers.
Yeah, but it's not gonna rain in the battlefield, man. Like
you don't know that.
What?
Also,
you're talking about Death Battle, bro. They will definitely take that into account.
Nah, bro. That's. I mean, they would on some bullshit, but I mean, Roy Mustang would win.
No, it's not bullshit,
off the simple.
bro. It's...
Roy Mustang would win off the simple fact of the fact that like this nigga could like fucking. That nigga could boil the water in your eyes, bro. Like
accuracy.
Yeah,
sure.
Bakugo's not as accurate as well, and also Mustang could boil the water in your eyes, bro.
Bakugo's reaction speed is wild. Because if you're basing off the fight between him and Deku, Deku's using super speed to fight this man, and he weaved his foot like inches away from his face. He weaved that shit.
Wait, are you talking about like now? Are you talking about like in the manga right now or in the show?
No, it's already happened in the show when they were fighting after when Bakugo was like kidnapped or whatever.
Oh,
he was like, fight me, and Deku was like, all right, cool, full cow link. What's up, bitch? And
yeah, but the thing is, the difference between both characters is the fact that Mustang can use his power in the rain, and Bakugo can make, like, if he, you know, his power can evolve to the point where he can make the rain actually blow up. You know what I mean?
I think
That's a
actually,
stretch. I wouldn't say that.
actually,
Well,
Because
you can, bro.
Bakugo's
Yes, you
power
can.
is primarily from his sweat. It's the nitroglycerin from his sweat. So
also,
the more
But that's-
active he is the more dangerous he becomes. So yes, if Roy Mustang is like bam, 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 and Bakugo's dodging all of this, he's sweating, which gives him more ammunition. Plus his
didn't
gauntlets
if I'm not
store
if
sweat.
I'm not mistaken, didn't Mustang carve in his alchemy symbol into his hand though
Into
at the
his-
end of
yeah,
the series?
because
So the
his
rain
hand
doesn't
was
affect
gloved.
him. It's his
It
hand.
was his hand.
So it does. So
Oh,
the
no,
rain
it
doesn't
was-
affect him then,
Yes,
Yeah,
it
at
did,
that
bro.
point,
They showed it in the anime.
nigga. But that was his
that was
gloves
only when he
though.
was using the glove. 'cause
That was when
the
he
glove
was
would
using
be
the
wet,
gloves.
he
It's
could do it.
great. It's engraved into his hand now, so the rain doesn't matter
Mhm.
because it's not gonna. You can't wash away a scar on your hand. Maybe down the line it could like heal up or whatever. But if we're going based off of that,
But the
Yeah,
transmutation circle will still be there regardless. So he's still
yeah.
has
So he
access
could
to
still
that
use his
power,
alchemy.
in the
Yeah.
rain or not. It's just a matter of the force of power that will happen in the rain.
It'll. I feel like that match will also come down to a technicality because I don't know. I don't think that Mustang physically could take the same amount of pain that Bakugo can, especially after the training that they've done recently.
Right. He's also fought All Might.
Yeah.
Who even
I'm pretty sure.
when
I'm pretty sure
having
Bakugo
his
has,
power divided 4 times was still broken.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was getting slapped around through buildings and everything. And then that's not even to mention like the shit that's been happening in the manga now too. Because Bakugo's fucking brutal.
But you gotta remember though, he is a superhero, so he has all superheroes, whether it's like Wolverine level or like lower level, they all
That's
have
not the
healing
case.
factors.
That's not the case.
Today,
That's definitely
he's
not the
human,
case for
bro.
all superheroes. He's 100% human. His power doesn't give him a healing factor.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether he's human or not. He's still a superhero.
But
that
you're
has-
assuming that was never said in the show. You're assuming that he has a good healing factor. That's not the case.
So you're telling me a regular human can go through a bunch of buildings and not fucking die, bro?
That's okay. That's that.
No,
Oh, I
that's
get
the
what you're
point.
trying to say,
It's
but at the
durability,
same time,
sure, that's the problem.
but
It's a part of it.
bro, it's his what saves him. He does have. You could say that he has a slight healing factor, but I don't think that would be. I would actually give that up. I would chalk that up more to the power, to his overall, to his power. His defense. Well, Randy says defense is different from healing factor. After the training that they've done recently, I could definitely say Bakugo could get hit
He can
and
take
bodied
an
by.
ass whooping.
Yeah, but originally,
He
bro,
has taken
nigga, look back
ass-
at the first season of My Hero, bro. Before any training at all, these niggas got into a fight and they was in the hospital for like a month. My nigga, like that's now. I mean,
They fucked each other up though. Like it's not like they
Nah,
fucked
bro.
each other up really
I'm
bad.
not talking about that like
No.
final-ish fight that they had. I'm talking about like in the beginning, bro. Them niggas got into a fight. It wasn't even crazy. There was no buildings broken, none of that. They was both in the hospital for like a month, my nigga. Like that's not. Now
Bro,
they
you're
built up
not
the
gonna tell
defense
me that
too.
Mustang can take more damage than Bakugo can. There's no way. There's
No,
no.
he can't.
You toss Mustang through one building is GG's for that man. Like he's
And
gone.
sure, they have
Matter.
like they hinted at like Mustang's like durability and his like tenacity to like continue fighting when he
Yeah, but
fought,
that's different.
Lust. But he only got lucky because he found
A lighter.
he had a lighter on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He didn't have his alchemy. He just had that lighter, so he was able to cauterize it
I think.
and then carve the shit. Oh, he used the lighter as like a conduit.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If he
That's
didn't have that
where
lighter,
he got the idea
GG,
to do it
he
at
would've
the
bled
end
out.
of the series too, to carve the thing into his hand. I think
Yeah.
it'll come down to this. I think 100% Mustang can outmaneuver Bakugo, but it's how is he going to take him down? That's the real question.
Well, Bakugo is also faster and stronger than Mustang is.
Right, but Mustang has a lot of battle experience more than
Yeah, he has battle.
Yeah.
That's the one
He's
thing
a-
he has
he's a-
above
he's
him.
a-
is battle.
Bakugo-
That's the
Bakugo
one
has
thing,
the Bakugo suffers from the same thing that Red Hood Jason Todd suffers from. When they fight based off of emotion. Like that nigga Bakugo, you could tell him
No,
one thing.
Bakugo's more calculated in his moves.
Right, maybe in the manga now he is, but this last fight that I saw in the anime, that nigga was still fighting based off of raw emotion, bro. Same
Well,
as
yeah,
same
a
as
lot of
Jason
it is-
Todd.
So like when you're like calm and collected, you don't sweat as much. That's
Yep.
like you're like super aggressive, like like
Well, in this situation, though,
literally
he,
to,
he
like,
would be
pump
sweating
his power
because
more.
they would be fighting. So he would be sweating regardless.
But,
Yeah.
With him being like super aggro, and like sure, he's like seen as like the angry person. Yeah, he's an explosive personality.
For his
that
power,
also,
he needs
like,
to be.
boosts
Yeah.
his power exactly. So like, it's not like he's like, oh, I'm pissed off. I'm just gonna do whatever. No, he's calculating his moves. Like he's literally like strategic. It's like if you see the training arc that they just did in the beginning of season 5, the team battles. He single-handedly came up with the entire plan to like take them down and not lose a single teammate. That's how like precise.
But are we gonna say that that's gonna be better overall than like?
No, but I'm
Roy-
saying you can't sell him short by saying he just does like shit based off like emotion. He absolutely does not.
Yeah.
He's actually probably the smartest person in that class.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
Smarter
He's
than
one
a
of the
lot of
smartest,
pro
bro. He is-
heroes.
he
too.
is-
that. I wouldn't say that.
He is one of the smartest.
I would give
Even
that.
heroes are like this kid's like a fucking prodigy. Like
I would give
crazy.
smartest. I would give smartest probably to Shoto, but for Bakugo, it'll come down to
Rationality,
technically.
I would give to Shoto. In terms of like strategy, I would give that more to Bakugo.
I don't know, bro. I gotta
But
see.
that's a
I
just
gotta,
like-
He's just a hothead. That's it.
I gotta see more than like than after what he did. I do have to catch up to the manga. I have to see more than what he did this season because this season made me appreciate Bakugo a lot more. After that, after the first part of the test, and then towards the end as well, like when him and Thingy Midoriya were All Might for like the second half of the season, it made me appreciate
Petty ass
Bakugo.
conversation. That kid's
Yo, that's a
fucking petty.
fact. This nigga Bakugo, that nigga is a menace, bro. I'm here for that, bro. I'm here for that.
Yeah, I love that.
That nigga Dennis looked at Midoriya. He was like, "No, you'll probably just cry and end up like dying somewhere."
fucking dying.
Wow.
This nigga's petty, bro.
And Midoriya's
I
like,
love
"Damn, bro."
Fucking love Bakugo.
He is.
But
He's a
yeah, I would
menace.
say it would come down to the military tactics that Roy Mustang would put in. But then again, he did rely heavily on Hawkeye.
I was gonna say that too. Riza was like his literal eyes in the sky, like.
Right.
And
So he
and
doesn't
you also
have
gotta
her
remember,
on his own. He's still pretty smart and like he's very like tactical, but Bakugo could very well overpower him.
and you gotta remember too, he's trained in like the 1800s. Like the show takes place a long time ago, so his training is probably not gonna be as good as Bakugo's training is.
I mean, yes and no,
Anyways.
because at the same time they were also in a war. I mean, in the war they pretty much just slaughtered the other side. What he has gone through after the war with like the homunculus and all that
The
stuff.
Sims?
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, bro. I don't at least in the anime yet. Aside from the which I loved those 2 episodes. I think it was 2-3 episodes. The My Villain Academia stuff was
Yeah.
fucking. Yo, they need their own show, bro. 100% they need their own show. I'm not gonna sit here and say I think overall the villains in My Hero, like the My Villain thing, they did more than the Sins did. Because really, it was like 2 out of the Sins that were putting in work. Everybody else was kind of just there, like, all right, we're gonna like fuck with them and hold them off, while the more important ones.
That's another thing that I was gonna mention. Like out of all of the homunculus that Roy's fought, it was Lust and Envy,
Envy.
which was kind of one-sided on both ends.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Roy does make actions based off of emotions as well.
I mean, I feel like
I-
at
the whole envy
one
thing.
point or another, you have to, regardless,
Of course.
you have to.
So that being said, because he's had experience with like the homunculus and such like that, that's kind of what gives him a bigger chance of winning. Not more than Bakugo, though. It gives him a greater probability of victory
Well-
because of that. Because if he didn't like face them, Bakugo was literally fighting villains who have quirks all the time.
Yeah.
That's true.
All
Roy-
the time. So
Roy
he's used to like
fights-
people having like abilities and stuff like that that he
Yeah.
can just counter.
Overall,
And you
in
also
the
gotta
series-
remember he does need something to use his power too. Like to do alchemy, you need to do equivalent exchange. It's not like he can just use his
Well,
power
not
as much as
anymore.
he wants.
Not
so-
anymore, because after what happened with
not
Father, he
anymore,
saw
'cause
the
he
truth.
did do
Yeah.
he saw
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
So that's another
Oh,
thing too.
yeah,
That's
no,
but regardless of that though, this is the thing though. Yeah. So this is why.
But he was also blind.
That's fine. He. I mean, at the end, he
And
did
he
have
still
thingy.
needed Risa to help him.
Yeah. I mean, if you're blind, obviously, my nigga.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So it all
But-
depends on at what point
but-
do you pluck these characters out to actually have them fight.
I would say this much because
That's where it's like really crucial.
I think I'll say this much too. If that's something big to take into consideration. We don't know. We haven't gotten any type of work from Full Metal since the ending of it, so we can't go. We can't assume that we can and we can't assume that Mustang has been training. Like, oh yeah, now that he's blind. No, I'm lying. They used the Philosopher's Stone at the end of the series to heal his blindness. They said it.
Right,
The one that Marco made. So he is not blind. He's not blind anymore. So he can use alchemy because he saw the truth freely. Even prior to that, when he like scarred it on his hand, remember he broke it down in that episode I was talking about where he literally boiled the water in the nigga's eyes. He can use his alchemy anywhere because water is a part of what he does. Water is a part
He would
of
also
fire.
have to see his target. He can't just be like looking this way and go, bam, and hit his target. No, that's impossible.
I wonder how that would work as well, because if he's able to use, I guess, water molecules or rather hydrogen molecules, and Bakugo's sweat is his power, wouldn't he be able to kind of use that against him if Mustang could control it as
because
well?
Bakugo
Or would it kind
literally-
of like cancel out? I don't know.
It would. I wouldn't say it would cancel out. It'll be like a slight inconvenience to Bakugo because like it's like exploding around him, so he's like, "What the fuck?" He stops. But then Bakugo would then use that as an advantage to get close to Roy, and then poof, blow up.
I think I don't know. It's tough, but I think
It's a close battle. Like I feel proud that I was able to like pluck these two characters out and like have them like. Feels good.
I don't know. I think it's tough. It's tough. I think I'm not. For now, I would say Mustang, but I also want to catch up to the manga of My Hero to see where Bakugo's at, to make a final decision.
I don't know. I feel like from what I watch, I feel like Bakugo will probably take it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just
He
based on
has too many advantages. Too many
Bakugo
advantages.
would take that fight.
It's just way too many advantages he
And
has.
what's like really saving him is his aerial prowess. So he's able to float through the air, as he said to Midoriya. Very petty.
Mhm.
Like he's like, "Ha! I've been doing that forever. So like you're catching up to me, bitch." Ha! Like, he's been doing that. So he's like his maneuverability is like far greater than Roy's.
Who's I'm
His
trying to think right now. Who's
their battle prowess is probably equivalent, I would say, at this point. Only because Bakugo's been fighting people with quirks for like years.
That's true. I took that into consideration because, yeah, we bring up the homunculus fights, but really, Mustang himself hasn't willingly
like,
or been put into
power
high risk
battles.
fights. Yeah, the closest that he's gotten to was a couple of the homunculi and then Scar, but that was kind of like a let's push each other away and then I'm gonna run away kind of shit. Scar ran away. So I wouldn't even really count that in there.
Even during the war, they weren't like faced with like, was it?
They were fucking slaughtering the other team
exactly
because they had powers. Yeah.
There was only like one that like knew alchemy, and that was Scar's brother, and he got bodied. And so it's like,
Yeah,
all right,
he
I'm
did.
standing. Kimberly like violated that man. So,
Kimberly violated everybody in that bitch, bro.
like,
That nigga was wilding, bro.
I like how Scar became one of my favorite characters at the end.
well, yeah, he was fighting for a very noble thing. He's kind of
Yeah.
like what Sasuke should have been. So, he was like,
Yeah.
I want power when he killed my brother. Ugh. Fuck Sasuke, I hate that guy. He's a character. And they're completely shitting on him in Boruto now, which I don't like. But whatever. It was bound to happen anyway. But yeah, I would have to give that fight to Bakugo.
I need
And
to
it's
catch
not
up on
biased
My
because
Hero.
I love both Bakugo and Mustang.
Yes, I actually.
No, we
I
broke it.
like-
We broke it
Fullmetal
down.
Alchemist is
There
definitely
there was
the
no
better
bias here.
anime,
We broke everything
Yeah.
down. I need to catch up on the My Hero manga because I know there's a lot that's happened. How far is it from where the show ended at? So technically,
not
you
far,
watched
actually.
you watched the this past season, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So
I
I
haven't
know
finished it yet.
it's good. It gets good. Like once the test starts, like episode 5 or whatever, it gets better from there. But those first couple
Yeah.
episodes, I was like, bro, oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Shit
one
is
of the
dragging
strongest things for this season was the My Villain Academy.
There's always like that,
100%,
though.
bro.
The
was-
test
that
is
was-
always the.
But I would say where they stopped right now is probably the best part of the series in total. It's just
Shit is-
crazy, bro.
I need to read that. I still haven't started reading Attack on Titan.
I mean, I got spoiled a lot on that already, so I'm kind of mad
Before
about that
we
shit.
see, that's another thing too. Bakugo was keeping up with Endeavor, who can like fly with fire, like literal jet propulsion. He can keep up with him. If at times move faster than him, especially now in the manga, he can keep up with him, even surpass him.
Yeah, even that boy was body Mustang.
So, yeah. Not to mention Bakugo does. They both have like their long range abilities. So like, sure, Mustang could like pinpoint accuracy, like shoot or whatever, but he has to like see his target. Bakugo has this AP shot which shoots through fucking brick, stone. So like, if he hits Roy with that one, it's GG's.
But
Like,
the thing is, that's the thing though. They both have those type of moves. Because like I said, if they walk up to a battle right in front of each other, once Mustang snaps his fingers, his thing is like auto locked in. And you could imagine, if we're being fair too, it's magnified after him seeing the truth. Just like Edward and Al's powers were, just like the teacher's powers were. If Mustang was able to boil the water in that nigga's eyes just by looking at it, that's pinpoint as well, then it'll be GG's for Bakugo, because I'm pretty sure he's not surviving having his eyes explode.
You gotta
Literally.
remember, Bakugo is a lot faster than Mustang is.
But no, what you're not understanding is
A
if
lot
we're talking
faster.
about pinpoint, it once he snaps his fingers, it's not that the power has to then travel there. It's already there.
Right.
And then and like yeah, Bakugo could run away, but your eyes are still gonna
to a
explode.
child.
I mean, if in a death battle, bro.
He's not gonna do that to a child. Not off rip. Like probably like later on in the fight, he'll be like, "All right, yeah, now you gotta like."
I mean, but then we also have to. This is circumstantial because we got to go based off of what death battle will do. It's a death battle. They're gonna try to kill each other. Like
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
once
But
that happens,
in Death
if
Battle,
we're
they
being
do take into consideration the character's personality traits as well.
yeah, Mustang is definitely like obviously a very noble, like bold. He wouldn't do that
Right, he's not gonna,
until
like, boil the
until he
fucking-
feels like he needs to.
Exactly.
He can't
Bakugo, on
even
the
let
other
him
hand-
hit him though.
Bakugo, on the other hand, would literally go at this man full throttle at the very beginning because he's just that
Yeah.
kind of person. He does not hold back, regardless of who you are.
I think you know what I think.
Too, like
it's one-
Mustang cannot be touched by him. Like if he gets touched by Bakugo, it's GG's for that man.
It's over.
Like he's gonna die, bro. If he punches him, like he's gonna fucking die. He's a regular human. Like he has no powers. Alchemy is just a fucking technique, pretty much, that anybody can learn.
I haven't even mentioned Bakugo's like signature move, his howitzer.
I wouldn't nerf. Well, time out. I
was
wouldn't
saying-
nerf Mustang like that because you're forgetting a big thing, bro. He saw the truth. That's
Yeah, the
literally
truth is
God
he's a
power.
does
regular
not
fucking
make him-
human, nigga.
I mean, but at the end of the day, that's essentially the alchemy thing. It's tough because this is kind of something of like what we were speaking before with the Reverse Flash and Goku Black thing. Bakugo, as of especially right now, he's I mean honestly, off rip, Bakugo was way more fleshed out than Mustang, story wise, power wise. We got a lot better breakdown of what Bakugo can do, and are continuing to get that because My Hero's not stopping anytime soon. Roy Mustang, like he doesn't aside from what we can again assume after towards the end of Full Metal Alchemist, we don't really know what that nigga's capable of. So we can't be like, oh well, because he did X, Y, and Z, he could do that. Until that character gets fleshed out more, then it's just kind of just like whatever. It doesn't.
In terms of combat speed, technique, experience, I'm still gonna have to give it to Bakugo.
Randy says one of the rules of death battle is that the character in question is always going to kill. I mean, yeah, that's a thing. But
And what is Bakugo's like signature word? Die.
yeah,
What does he threaten to do? I'll kill you. This man's about
that's
it.
true.
It's about it.
That's
And
true.
Project says it's not like Mustang hasn't killed kids before. Yes, but that's also mentally affected him. He holds that in his heart and head all the time. That is his PTSD, sure. So he's not gonna like see Bakugo like this kid and
Gotta
like
kill this little
immediately
nigga.
boil his eyes. Like, he's just gonna be like, "Yo, go somewhere, kid," and then Bakugo's gonna smack the shit out of him, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, alright, cool, we gonna shoot hands."
Yeah,
But he's still not going to go for that like that lethal hit.
I
just
wouldn't.
yet.
I ain't mad at it. I could give it to Bakugo. I ain't mad at it.
I would say that's probably the only thing that would save Mustang, because Bakugo does get like pretty cocky. So like if Bakugo thinks like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit him and it's gonna be like over. So like if they were to like clash with like his howitzer impact, and I'm like Mustang just like sitting there like probably like destroyed because he's like blown up or whatever, he's probably gonna hit that pinpoint shot there and fuck Bakugo up. That's if he can catch Bakugo while he's spinning at like a fucking tornado velocity.
Yeah, and he hasn't
We
been
only
put in a
seen that
situation
Mustang
like
was
that
able
before.
to do that because Envy was literally standing still. Well, he wasn't standing still. He was like running, like in a beeline straight towards him.
Yeah,
And it took a lot to even kill MV2. It wasn't just like
Exactly.
boy was going. Boy was out here with music, my guy. Like
So
he was-
Mustang would put up a really good fight, but he wouldn't win the fight.
yeah.
it'll be
I can see-
interesting though, because he would have to try and avoid letting Bakugo get anywhere near him, like the whole fight.
And Bakugo would pick up on that immediately and very much try to
Just start rushing at him. Yeah.
That's true. I think what was the other one that we mentioned? Oh no, it was Rock Lee and
Rock Lee and Sanji.
no,
but-
Midoriya.
Well, that one's been-
Oh, the new one.
Midoriya, no.
Midoriya?
Nah,
Yeah.
Lee would smoke him.
Yeah, that's a fact. Even after that thing that he got now recently, like that
Ooh,
black.
I don't know. I don't know.
Wait,
I
well,
can say that now. I just
to,
thought about it. I
to,
can
to,
say
to,
that.
to be fair,
Exactly.
to
That's
be
why I was
fair,
like, yo, I don't know what you talking about, but
to
like,
be fair,
I don't
to
know.
be fair, are we gonna
Oh, that's hard to say
are we
now.
gonna do a death battle and choose two specific Midoriya and Rock Lee, or are we gonna go with
well,
where
they
they're
have to
at?
be. Well, they're not. Broccoli is already fully grown, right? So if you pull out regular Naruto Rock Lee or Shippuden Rock Lee, I don't know. I don't know.
I would still
I
give it
I
to
would
Rock
place
Lee.
them against Shippuden Lee.
Yeah,
Only
that
they're-
makes the most
they're at
sense.
the same age at that point.
Yeah, same age. Yeah.
I could see that, but at the time in Shippuden, he was able to control 7 of the gates. That's
Right.
almost.
But think
all
about it
of
like this. Think about it like this, bro. Think
Or
about
he
it
is
like this.
able to pretty much control, if not all of the quirks that he has.
What is the
from his
extent?
predecessors.
What is the extent of both of their? Well, what Midoriya are we using? Is current Midoriya about
Well-
the same age, like in the manga too?
Yeah, it's only
Yeah,
been like
exactly,
a
yeah.
year,
Okay.
or like almost a year,
Okay.
because they're still technically freshmen at this point.
Yeah, because if you do technically like Boruto Rock Lee, then fucking Deku pretty much becomes All Might when he gets older. Like that's pretty much the trajectory he's going
But
towards.
we wouldn't be able to do that because we would be assuming Deku's
Right.
power.
No,
at
yeah,
the time.
but that's why we can't put them up against the adult
Well,
version because
Yeah, so
we
if
don't
we
know
do
how
put him
Deku.
against Boruto Lee, we would have to use the most current version of Midoriya, which is
Yeah.
absolutely savage right now,
Mhm.
and he still has not reached
Hello.
the full percentage of his power.
It I hate doing
He
that.
has access to it, but he still can't like control all of it 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. With Midoriya, there's a lot of variables because he has more than one quirk now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw that. That actually got me hyped this season when I saw that. Like, pretty much what they're like hinting at is that he was gonna be able to get a part of all the previous One for All quirks. Like he started with
And that's
Black Whip.
exactly what happens.
Yeah, he
He
started with
gets
Black
the
Whip.
majority of the powers.
That's crazy to me. But then like that also has me thinking like, comparing it to, the 8 gates. You could say like the first 2 gates are pretty much awakening forms to open up to let the power through.
I would say
Everything
like
else
the first 4, because he doesn't like actually like transform or like stress until he gets like to, like,
5,
the 4th
yeah.
gate.
Yeah,
Like 4 or
yeah.
5.
That's on the red. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But I
And
don't
then
know.
he can go all the way up to 7 with no problem. It's just reaching that 8th point. So if Midoriya was able to bring him to that 8th point, that's when it'll probably be a problem.
Yeah. But I mean,
But
technically
because he's not,
Sanji
like,
brought him
he's
to the
not
8th point.
experienced in that. Right, but Sanji's also like had battles with people who has like transformations similar.
You know what I would say
if not
about
on the same level.
You know what I would
and
say
he's
about that? It would come down again to a technicality, but in this point, it would be something like they talk about this all the time in like Dragon Ball, where it's like when you they made fun of Frieza for it, like when you reach a new form and you don't train enough in it, you're not like you don't really have the full power of that form.
Yeah.
So Rock Lee would be able to get to the 8th gate, but it would be like, all right, how fast can he finish this battle if he's trying to win it? Because when you get to the 8th gate, like, bro, Guy Sensei lost like the lower half of his body for being in there too long. So how long will it take Rock Lee to
And he was
finish
supposed
the
to
job?
die.
Yeah, he
supposed to
was.
die,
Yeah,
so he got off pretty good to be.
yeah.
Like, Jesus was there. I don't know.
Yeah. Nigga could revive fucking Guy Sensei, but can't revive Neji, bitch ass nigga.
Right. All right. So we're not even gonna talk about that.
Yeah, fuck that nigga, bro. That nigga Naruto could eat a whole fucking Frank, bro. I do not care. I mean,
tight.
but it's it would come down to that, I guess. It would be
But-
like, all right, how fast if he's able to
counter
get
that.
I don't know where Midoriya's at in the
Midoriya
manga.
does now have Spidey sense.
Yeah. But
Yeah, he does now have Spidey sense,
I don't know, bro. It's
and it's borderline Ultra Instinct at this point because he's able to like subconsciously use it and avoid it. So like,
oh wow, must be nice.
he's kind of broke. I'm telling you, like Midoriya now is broken, bro. Like this guy is savage, and his fit fire. Like I
Who do
was
you
never
think-
like a Midoriya fan before, but like seeing this like these few last like couple like chapters for Midoriya, I was like, yo, it's
Who do you
sick.
think is
No.
taking powers into consideration? And let's say that we're still using the Shippuden Rock Lee, so not full 8 gates yet. Who do you think is faster overall? I think
Deku for sure.
I wouldn't say for sure.
I wouldn't say that.
Like, bro, that's what I keep telling you. When
I'll say that.
this is the thing though. This is what I tell Samuelito all the time. Every time we bring up a Naruto character versus anybody, he'll immediately choose the other person, and I'm like, yo, bro, you've watched like a handful of battles from Shippuden. You don't know what these niggas could actually do. Rock Lee is fucking. I think he's the fastest in all of like.
He is the fastest. He's faster than my guy as well.
That's fucking. You're talking about niggas that in a nanosecond like disappear, bro. That nigga's fucking fast.
Even from like back in their tuning exams, he was really giving Garo the work. He was moving mad quick. He was even faster than Sasuke's shotting.
I love Rocky, bro. Rocky Lee's literally my favorite character.
He's 100%.
unlocked his shotting gun, so he was like inexperienced with it, but he was still.
I would.
Well,
faster and still.
Garo was also not
out-Jutsu.
experienced fighting people like that because people like up until that point, people. I mean, even after that, people still feared him. And what Rock Lee was doing was like he was moving so fast that Garo wasn't able to put up his sand wall in time, and that's why he was getting hit.
Which happens on its own.
Yeah,
So outside of his own consciousness, the sand literally protects it.
because it's the fucking it's the demon that's doing it. That's
Right.
so so Rock Lee as a
it's
child
really
was able
faster
to
than
outspeed a god demon defense. I mean, come on, bro. And we're using
I think
Shippuden
so,
Rock
man.
Lee.
And he dropped the weights, and he still wasn't even out. He still didn't even open the gates.
That's
or
we weren't even talking about dropping the weights, Rock Lee, my nigga.
Like, exactly.
Nigga said,
Now we're talking
"Take
about
that strap
I'm a
off, boy."
ghost.
That's Barry Allen right there.
And
That's
he was
Barry
like-
Allen Lee.
Yo,
Yeah.
you lying,
That's
bro.
Barry Allen
Stop
Lee.
it.
That's right.
My
And
son
then he
out
was
here.
like, "I bet I'm gonna unlock the gates," and he unlocked what?
But
4
you know,
gates. 5,
interesting
actually.
enough, interesting enough, for both of these characters, actually, well, the way that All Might gives this nigga speeches be blowing mine sometimes because he doesn't like elaborate on nothing. Like he'll give him like a generic like hero speech, and then he'll be like, "Yeah, you're also kind of strong, but back to this hero stuff." But with Rock Lee, Guy Sensei told him like off rip, he's like, "Yo, at your age, you're a lot stronger than I was." So that leads me to believe that push come to shove. I mean, even without, you know, that goes without saying. Let's say 8-gate included, it would come down to the same situation, like how fast will the fight finish? Because we have to take into consideration the level that Midoriya is at with the current all for one for all quirks that he has too. So
they're
how
both really
fast?
fucking annoying too. Like they will not care if they have to die right there. Like they
Yeah,
will
both
fight
of
to
them,
the
both of them have that. Yeah, they both
They're
have
really
that.
annoying. Like they will not
really
quit
good fight.
until they're fucking dead. Yeah, it would be a
They'll
really
both
good
be
fight,
calling on
honestly.
All Might and Guy Sensei too the whole fight.
Yo, fire!
Bro.
Fire!
That shit.
That'd be so
That'd be a
annoying,
fire
bro.
fight.
Guy Sensei, look at me now. It's like, look at me now, All Might. It's like, guys, can you stop sucking?
Is
shit,
Midoriya
bro?
trying
Nigga,
on the end?
Nah, nigga. Yo, the one
Actually-
nigga that needs to be there,
actually-
bro. The one nigga that needs to
actually-
be in the crowd. Bakugo is gonna be all the
Before
way in
we
the back.
even
Shut the
continue-
fuck up.
Yeah, right. Before we continue, I think there was a death battle between Guy and All Might.
Guy, was there?
There was. Yeah, there was a fight between All Might and Guy. Yeah.
Who won
I
that?
remember it now. All Might won.
I need to watch that. I need to watch that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I just
But I mean,
So a lot of
like
the
I said
science is
though,
already
if
there.
we're being fair,
Oh,
They
yeah,
both-
it came out last year.
they
Yeah.
both honestly, this is the thing though.
And the way Deku's going, he's probably gonna be even stronger than All Might.
he is
By
stronger
the
than
time
All
he
Might.
reaches,
Well,
Rock
not
Lee's
right
age,
now.
and,
Yeah, but like
yeah.
physically, he's not stronger than All Might. But in terms of like,
because
ability, he's stronger.
every one for all that passes down gets stronger, and they adapt their own new quirk to it too.
Right.
They both have that where
But
like
only
they're
Deku was the only one to like fully access every last one of them. All Might didn't have that power. He didn't even see predecessors. He was just like, all right, cool.
and look how
He got
powerful
the
he
power.
was.
He got the power and was off rip, just broken.
it's it's again it's one of those things where it comes down to I guess experience too, because for both of them we're gonna say they're both stronger than their predecessors at their age. So when you include powers and all of that too, I guess it really comes down to like I was saying before, who can finish the job.
Yeah.
That's what it's
They
gonna
get-
come
and
down
they-
to.
The thing is, they both get better while fighting too, because they're both very analytical. They both tend to realize what the other person's weaknesses are and how to finish the match quicker, and they both
terms
are
of,
really
like,
good at that.
Hand-to-hand combat, Lee's gonna be like, okay, so
Way better.
he can tell by like his muscle movements, like, all right, he's gonna throw right, he's gonna throw left, this is the amount of power he's
That's
gonna put
true.
behind it.
And also with
Whereas
Rock Lee's speed.
Deku would be like, oh man, this guy's like super amazing. Oh, he's probably like shifting this way and that way to like do this, and then he just does his like nerd shit
Deku would
with
start
his, like,
fanboying,
down
yeah,
move.
like
Yeah, like
I
that'll
mean,
go
yeah.
rock.
Rock Lee definitely has the edge in hand-to-hand combat, but like
What about
power,
experience?
ability, no, Rock Lee for sure. Well,
That's what I was gonna say. Because Rock Lee, don't get me wrong, he wasn't a part of a lot of major battles, but I feel like overall, Midoriya has fought
yeah.
consistently tougher people than
So-
Rock Lee.
and he's almost died a few times too.
Yeah, but that nigga didn't get a Zenkai boost, so he's good.
I mean, that's true.
All right, so let's look at Lee's past battles, right? So you have the fight with
Gaara.
obviously Sasuke, which wasn't really
Yeah,
kind of bodied him. Major fights, Gaara. That was like one major fight that we got for Lee.
did he
And-
fight? Was he the one that fought Kankuro, or was that? Oh, I think
No, that
I think it
was Shino.
somebody. Yeah, that was all right.
Yeah. His next fight after that was literally what's his name? Kimimaro.
Kimimaro, the bone nigga. That's who I was talking
Yeah.
about.
He fought him, and he was also drunk for half that fight. He's actually losing that fight until he got drunk.
Yeah,
He did fight Naruto and Sasuke by himself too, and pretty much whooped them in the beginning of the show.
That was in the beginning though, when neither one of
Yeah.
them was like really all that hot shit.
Yeah.
I
Didn't
would say for Naruto, he wasn't really a hot shit. Like Sasuke, he had a Sharingan and he was moving faster than his Sharingan could like perceive things. But
Yeah.
he had also just gotten his Sharingan, so I wouldn't really say anything. He didn't like fully like mature it until he fought Naruto. But that fight with Kimimaro, fire. He was holding his own, and dude was like literally like. So
You
I would
know,
say,
bro-
if you compare that fight, and you kind of like apply Deku's ability, so like Black Whip, he can like spawn it from like different places,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's still like connected to his body or whatever. So he can like put it through the ground, and it'll come out kind of like the bones were for Kimimaro, and Lee's already experienced that. So he'd be like, "Oh, I'm dodging it. You're not touching me with that."
I think, bro, I think it comes down to really like, especially for these two characters. Like, if we're being honest too, these are very passionate characters when they start to fight. So it would really come down to who's willing to finish. Like, if they know that they have to kill each other, who's willing to finish the fight?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, because I feel like, I don't know, bro. They both have their things, but I don't honestly.
What does chat think? What do you guys think?
Yeah,
What
because
are you guys' opinions?
I don't know. It's tough, bro.
I know we're making a lot of good points, but
I don't know. It's tough. I feel like power wise, and then you add on speed on top of that. I feel like Rock Lee's taking that, bro.
I don't know, bro.
'Cause
I love
remember,
Rock
you're
Lee.
adding
Don't get me wrong. I
speed.
love him, bro.
You're adding speed
but
on top
they're
of that,
both
bro.
They're both fast though. They're both
Rock
pretty
Lee is
fast. The speed
significantly
isn't-
faster than Deku, significantly, bro.
Yeah.
And if we're being honest, that's the reason why this nigga technically beat him, Sanji. So if speed is that big of a factor, which in most fight cases it is, speed plus Rock Lee's power and precision. And
Deku's
Bro.
definitely. I think Deku's stronger than him though. Like he hits way harder, bro. I
in
don't know
terms of like
about.
physical ability, sure, but that's only up to the limitations of Deku's body.
yeah,
Lee has literally been training since he was a child.
Yeah.
yeah. Lee
It's-
is
it's-
so
Also
Lee
not
is
one
Lee is. If we're being fair,
density
Lee is.
different.
If we're being fair, Lee is stronger and
Lee's
faster
built
than
different.
Deku. So Lee,
Mm.
I think overall. All right. I'll say this much. I can't say that because I was gonna say if we take into consideration like the Might Guy and the All Might fight, you would have to. We would have
I gotta
to
watch that.
assume.
I gotta rewatch that.
We would have to assume how Rock Lee and Deku are gonna be at that adult age, and if I would say it would
Right.
have.
I wouldn't put them at that point.
Yeah.
No.
I would have
say
to. Yeah, I
when
think
they're the same
overall.
age.
Overall, bro, yeah, it would have to be Rock Lee, bro. We're talking about again, just to go back, it does make a
And
difference.
by this time, Lee does have far more battle experience against other
You
people
know?
Than
than
Deku.
Deku does.
I think, I mean, bro, we're talking about the nigga that when everybody's doing the ninja run through the trees to their mission, Deku Lee's already done laps around what they have to do, and like not even broken a sweat. So like, yeah, bro, yeah, Rock Lee would take that.
That's tough.
Rock Lee would take that.
Shit.
I've been trying to think of another one to pin up against
Ooh,
each other.
I think I have one. Mikey versus.
Wait,
Oh well, Mike. I don't know. That's probably not fair actually.
I want to move away from like Naruto and My Hero because there's
Yeah.
similar
For sure,
characters.
for sure.
Yeah, they're very similar. Yeah.
Mikey versus Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh, Jackie's watching
Jackie
that
Chan.
nigga.
What? Nah, Mikey's gonna beat that ass.
Bro, Jackie's a full-blown martial artist. What are you talking about?
I don't care.
He's a
Mikey's
full-blown martial
inexperienced
artist.
boxers
What is
and
wrong with this
everything.
nigga?
And did you forget about the?
The talismans
We're
too.
not
Come
using
on, bro.
talismans, bro. 'Cause Mikey
All
can
right.
easily
It's a death battle, bro. What are you talking?
Yeah, that's a
about?
fact, bro. That's a fact. Honestly. But nah. Even without the
Jack doesn't
talismans,
even use them like
Jackie,
that, though.
bro,
Even
Jackie,
without them, you
bro,
go, I
Jackie
don't
is a
know, bro, you're
full-blown
bugging.
adult that has mastered martial arts. He is washing Mikey, bro.
Right. And Mikey has fought similar dudes.
No, not that have mastered martial arts.
Mikey
No.
has martial arts.
Not that have mastered
Martial
martial
arts
arts.
trained
He
is a
mastered.
yeah.
He mastered.
Yeah, no.
Come
Of
on,
course
bro.
not. Nah,
That
you
nigga Jackie
son
is
of a bitch.
washing
Sure.
that nigga, bro. That nigga Jackie is watching that nigga.
That
Bro.
would be like an interesting fight, though. That's very interesting.
Free.
Jackie Chan and
I would've
Avengers, no, I said it would be.
That's
that would be
free,
a
bro.
fire
That's
fight,
free.
though.
It's free, bro. Hell,
The fights in that show are low key super underrated.
I'll
Super
listen, bro. I'll
underrated.
give it to Mikey. Also, I'll say this much too, since I'm not caught up to the manga. I don't know if Mikey is an adult, if they like circled back to that, like how he is then. But Jackie, and the only Mikey that we have to go based off of is young Mikey. Mikey's getting washed, bro. Free.
Well, they have like gone back to the future where they did actually find Mikey, because the whole thing about it was like they didn't know where Mikey was.
Yeah, I know that's where
Like,
that's where the
The
thingy
part that I
is.
just read up to, he just found him. Bro, this manga is tragic, bro. I'm sorry.
I know, bro. I know. I need to catch up. I need to catch up to the manga because where the season ended at, I was like, oh nah, bro. I need this.
Bro. Oh
But-
my god.
I'm trying to. Damn, I was trying to think of one.
Chapter 74, bro.
I know.
It goes to everybody else. If you want to continue with the manga, if you've caught up with Tokyo Revengers, the anime, where they're at, like to episode 24, that continues in chapter 74. You continue from there. Same thing with Jujutsu Kaisen. Same chapter, 74. Continues from there.
It's a fact, bro. Bro,
The
My Hero movie comes out this month.
Yes, I already got my tickets.
I need to
Demon
buy
Slayer
it.
is coming out. When is Demon Slayer coming out again?
I think the 26th.
Yeah, the end of this month. It comes out the same week as the movie.
Fucking deadly.
So hype. So hype.
Yo, my guys, I gotta go. It's nice talking to you, fellas.
You already.
I'll see you guys in 12 days. I'll be back home.
Yes, you said
Yes,
you're
sir.
coming back the 18th, right?
Yes.
Are you sure you don't have to like reapply for like citizenship or?
I'm good, bro. If anything, nothing a Glock can't fix. You feel me?
I feel like that would escalate the issue, but sure, why not?
Oh,
It's not a solution. It's just cause for another problem.
yo,
Shit.
nigga gonna pull up. Yo, we got a problem, even with the problem solver right here. I could solve this. I could solve everybody problem in this bitch right now.
That's a fact.
Who need it? I
fact.
got it.
Oh man, yo, you'd have to watch the season finale for
Tokyo.
Tokyo, bro.
Oh,
what if?
I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
I didn't watch it yet either. It was today. I need to watch that.
Oh,
man.
you guys need to watch that fucking Dave Chappelle special that came out today.
I already watched
You
it.
guys,
I didn't. Yeah, I
fucking-
need to watch that shit.
that's his best Netflix one by far.
Sir, came out yesterday. I know you're gonna.
Oh, whatever.
So
Well,
whatever.
I watched it yesterday. I watched it yesterday. Yeah, I watched.
No, he
that's
did.
what I
'Cause
watched.
we
I
did.
watched-
We spoke about it yesterday. He did tell me he was watching it. I only
I
know
watched
about
it yesterday.
that. I know because Donnell put up a clip on his Instagram of the joke that he made about the baby situation. That shit was mad.
Yeah.
funny, bro.
What I'm gonna say is,
Actually, I'm gonna
Team,
It's a fact, bro.
team Turf. Yo, I'm out of here, fellas. I'm holla at you guys.
All right, bro.
Alright, bro. For what if Thor's birthday?
Yeah, that shit was mad funny, bro.
That shit was jokes.
Yo, I cannot, bro.
Oh man.
I mean, it was one of those things where like the episode overall just showed how much of a. I mean, from what a couple of people were telling me, in Norse mythology, Thor is like really a douchebag, anyways. But this episode kind of like fleshed that out a little bit. But I'm gonna be
This
honest,
episode
bro.
made him more of like a bro.
Yeah,
It's like a Chad.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest though, bro. The best part of the episode was the end when Ultron came through the different thing, and I was like, that was a part of this episode. What's going on? And then we
Right,
find
yeah,
out
I was
after.
Like, wait a minute. Hold
Yeah,
on.
we found out at the episode after why that was, and bro, I need to watch this finale. I'm not gonna watch it right now. I'm actually gonna start Until Dawn in a few again. So everybody that's watching
Yeah.
it right now, pull through. But that that shit.
I will say, this Ultron Vision, really love him. He gives me Omnimon. No, Paldramon. Is it Paldramon? What's the? It's like Omnimon fused with Paldramon. I forgot what that was. You ever see like the Digimon movie where it's like
Was it like the more recent one?
no. It's like the first Digimon movie.
Oh, I think I know. I
where,
think I
like-
know who you're talking about.
Is it the first or second one? No, I think it's the second one. Yeah, it's the second one.
Well, speaking of, you reminded me. I gotta watch the reboot that they did of the original series. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. It's alright. It's kind of like a slice of life kind of anime thing.
Yeah, I know the original one people said was better.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like the reboot one?
Yeah.
Not where the older. Yeah, I gotta watch that too. It's different in terms of like how all of the characters like meet and how they get their Digimon. It's more on the cyber aspect of it.
I like
Per
that.
se.
If they do it right, I think it could be good.
Yeah.
If they did it right.
I too have to like actually watch that because I was very hyped. I was always more of a fan of Digimon than Pokemon.
I'm not. Are you caught up? Yo, I love how everybody now is caught up to, like, in the Boruto anime. Kurama just died. Spoiler alert. So now everybody's up to, like. And I remember you showed me that. I think it was like sometime last year, because I remember you sent me the panel.
Bro.
You sent me the panel, and then I put it up on my Instagram, and everybody was losing their minds. They were like, "Bro, what is this?" And I'm like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, this is from the Boruto manga." And they're like, "Yo, like, why would you spoil it?" I was like, at the time that you showed me that panel, a month had like passed already from when it aired. And I'm just like, y'all are getting to that just now, my nigga? Like
Just
a year and a half
now.
later? Jesus
Just
Christ.
I was like, "Are you serious, bro?" Like,
I think I still have it saved in my pictures, the panel and stuff. That shit is,
yes.
bro.
First thing first. First piece of Kurama.
It's a fact.
Me. Reading that panel. No, I think when that dropped, it was a Sunday that dropped.
Yeah.
I remember, and My Hero, One Piece, and everything. They all like dropped at the same time. So like reading that plus Super, plus My Hero, and then it was just everything in all these different animes was just going crazy at the moment.
We gotta throw
So
that
many,
into
like,
the mix.
impactful moments.
We gotta throw that into the mix real quick too. Super, with the recent revelation in the manga of Bardock being the one that saved all the Ceruleans.
Yes, canon. Bardock
Bro.
is officially canon. Not just in the Broly movie, not just like old Bardock with the scouter. He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know." It's like Bardock. So like, Bardock is now officially canon in both anime and not anime yet, but I would say anime because the movie.
Yeah, I mean it's the manga. The manga is the manga. That's where the source is coming from. Bardock is canon, my guys. So we're definitely. I feel like maybe not this next chapter. I feel like for the holidays, like the 2 chapters that we'll get in like November, December, maybe January, will be the backstory to what happened there. Unless they just chalk it up to like, because the way they made it sound like was like, oh, Bardock saved us, all those years ago, but it depends on how they're gonna go with that story. I would love for them to do the whole, oh yeah, after Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta, Bardock was like brought to Sorel, or whatever the case was, and then he was there for a little bit, and he ended up dying somehow, whatever. But that would be dope because that would kind of circle back to.
What annoys the hell out of me is Vegeta knows exactly who Bardock is.
I mean, Vegeta's not significantly. He's a couple of years older than Goku.
He's a few years older than Goku.
So I think Vegeta was out of his pod already when
Raditz
Bardock
was also on Vegeta's squad. Vegeta knew exactly who Raditz was, but then knowing who Bardock is, he also knew who Goku was too. So him not telling Goku about Bardock in any shape or form or whatever,
I feel like
it's very frustrating.
I feel like
but it's also not like something Vegeta would be like.
No, yeah,
"Oh,
he's
yeah,
not
this
just gonna
is
bring up.
wrong,
He's
bro."
like, oh yeah, bro, you want to know about your pops? And Goku's like, nigga, what? Like, he's like, oh, I know your mom too. Like, they were pretty cool people. I mean, I was a dickhead back then, but they were pretty cool. Nah, like
Right.
I feel like
I don't know. That annoys me slightly, but I understand why.
you saw the look though on that panel on Vegeta and Goku's face. Vegeta had that look in his eyes where like he definitely remembered who Bardock was, and I feel like
it's pure confusion for Goku.
it'll be one of those things where Vegeta's gonna be like, oh shit, I forgot about that all this time, like, because I guess with what they've gone through, especially like through the Buu saga and and Super, that shit was it would be enough to make you forget about something like that. Especially if you thought so low of them back in the day. Like, he probably didn't give a shit about, Goku's parents or whatever.
Yeah.
And even Raditz gave off that feel, because the way they went about it, they were like Raditz and Goku had higher power levels than their parents. So even Raditz was a dickhead. So Raditz was probably just like, all right, it's my pops. I might say what's up to him when I come back from a mission, but it's like whatever. Like,
Yeah.
So and I'm also glad that Raditz kind of didn't go into that in the Saiyan saga, because I feel like that would have stretched out that story so much more unnecessarily. And you know how Toriyama doesn't drag. No, I don't want to say he doesn't drag stuff out. The animation studio drags it out. Like, people make fun of the
Yeah, I
Frieza
was
fight
gonna
and
say,
shit like that.
that's not Toriyama, bro. That's
That's the animation. Yeah. So
They'd
for
be
sure, like
we're gonna make this one arc 50 episodes, bro. It was like 4 chapters.
bro, I will never forgive them for that shit. Like, the whole fucking Garlic Jr. stuff right before the Android saga. We did not
Disgusting.
need like 14 episodes of this nigga, bro. Like,
Disgusting.
give us like a clean like 2 to 4 episodes. Granted, at the time Goku wasn't even there, so why are y'all stretching this out so much? Niggas do not care about this nigga, bro. Like, they like, all right. I was like, whatever, but yeah, it was. I'm glad that they're making Bardock canon. We could only hope for anybody else like Broly. My personal favorite, as far as a villain next to canonize, I would love for them to do an arc, only because his power is fitting for what they're going through in Super right now, would be Janemba, because he's an interdimensional threat. Janemba was literally banished to his own dimension.
Well, they just did Janemba again in Dragon Ball Heroes. But we all know it's not canon. It's like video game.
Yeah.
Canon.
And even then, he looked really nice. How about y'all stop animating that shit and go back to animating the fucking series? And
It's a different studio.
bro, give us that studio then. What's up? Give us that studio. They doing a damn good job. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't want Cooler. I wouldn't want Cooler to be canon.
I don't care. Somebody said Cooler.
Although Project Cooler is cool as fuck. Like, I love Cooler as
literally.
a character. Like,
No pun intended.
it's literally his name.
He could only come back. He could only come back on some, like, like how, like, let's say for example, what if Cooler already had his like golden form like Frieza, but he was actually able to train in it for like a long ass time.
No,
Also, you would have to.
I wouldn't want him related to Frieza in any way other than that they're from the same race. I would prefer him.
Oh, that's fire too.
Like a rogue, like tyrant or something.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because there's entirely too much focus on Frieza already in Super.
I mean, regardless, if
like
you're gonna bring in somebody from his
villain.
race, then it's gonna somehow. If you're gonna bring in somebody from Frieza, it's gonna circle back to him.
I want the connection to be like him being like his brother is like, oh god, what the fuck. But like if they're from like the same race, but like different like areas of it, why Chuck? I am taking shots for subs. But yeah, if they're like from the same race but like not related, other than just that, then I would love that. You know what I mean? This way we can actually get something reminiscent of BoJack in Cooler. Which is honestly a better character. BoJack was kind of trash.
I would love for BoJack to come through, because his movie was like, I felt like it was one of the shorter movies. It felt like almost like a TV special, to be honest. And then with his movie as well, also his thing wasn't like fleshed out either. So we don't know shit about BoJack.
BoJack was just like that character for like Gohan, like, oh yeah, Gohan struggles with going Super Saiyan 2 still, but like he's able to do it. And then that was supposed to be like his like catalyst to being the main character again after the Cell Saga.
If Toriyama really wanted to do that,
onto like his shoulders, but then the Buu Saga started, and they was like, yo, fuck Gohan.
If Toriyama really wanted to do that, he should have made BoJack into an arc that took place after the Cell Saga.
Right.
If that's the direction that he wanted to go with, like, actually. But then again, we know that obviously, people didn't want Gohan to be the main character and stuff. But I felt like that would have been a proper way to like get him there. Like, all right, we're gonna. I don't want to say wrap up. The Cell Saga was wrapped up. Start this as like another like or like organized
Like a
wise.
segue into
Yeah.
the Majin Buu saga.
Organized wise, I would have completely removed the Garlic Jr. saga and used those like 12, 14 episodes for BoJack.
Yeah.
Give him a decent story. Take like half of an episode. Give us their backstory of their race and why he's doing what he's doing. Not just a shitty like I'm an intergalactic bounty hunter. Okay, fake ass Lobo, you trash, my nigga. Like talk to
He wasn't
me.
even a bounty hunter. He was a pirate.
Oh God.
He's a pirate. Like
BoJack
fuck?
BoJack had such a he had like a cool design I think, but again it was one of those things where it's like it was like what he was a whatever character. Like his movie was whatever. When we watched it
So
when we were younger, everybody was
we actually
like,
have a version of BoJack now in the manga, the super manga.
really?
To this dude, I think his name is like Heat or some shit or whatever. Like,
Oh, was he in the space jail?
he's like a broker. Who, what's his name? What the fuck is the Cerulean's name?
Oh, no, Oatmeal is the other.
No, it's Oatmeal. Yeah,
Is he's Oatmeal?
I think so.
Really?
I'm
No.
not sure. I don't know.
What is?
But yeah, he's like the broker for that dude, and I think his name is like Heat or whatever. Cheaters, yeah, something like that.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Oh, his name is Granola.
Granola.
So, yeah,
That's who it is.
Granola like uses him, and he's like, "Yo, tell me where Frieza is," and he's like, "Oh."
I mean, yeah, I could kind of
That's
see
like
the
a
heaters.
version of Bojack.
I think his name is. I think his name is like
I think they're
Alex.
from the same race or whatever.
I think his name is like Alex or Alix, something like that. The
Something like that. I don't know.
yeah.
Are you playing? Are we doing Among Us tonight? You're playing Until Dawn, right?
I'm playing until dawn. It's spoopy time.
We can play Among Us tonight, guys. Because yesterday,
Only if you
did not
ask
work
the
out.
Among Us servers to be nice.
right? If anything, I'm down to play Deceit again. That shit is fun as hell. Or I might play something different.
I gotta download that. Deceit.
Recommend it. But yeah, I would want Cooler, just not related to Frieza.
I would want. All right, if we're gonna go down to it, if we're gonna just choose one, I would want Janemba. I think Janemba would be a fitting next villain, mostly because of that. The whole like, then now they're messing with. I don't want to say other universes. This is all still taking place in their universe, but now we see the extent of what they could do with material going forward in Dragon Ball. With there being all the other universes, I think. Well, actually, me and Sam were talking about this a couple days ago on FaceTime, where there's something that we always there's a little ass mosquito in my one, and I'm about to knock this nigga out. There's also something that's very interesting that could potentially bring in a lot of, I guess, new villains into the thing, or maybe canonize old villains. Is that, remember at the end of Super, what happens? 17 wishes back all the universes that were erased, not just the ones from the tournament. So with that, I could see intergalactic threats coming back because maybe they were in a universe that was erased, so they got erased. Like Janemba.
It would be a very interesting way to bring in non-canonical characters.
Yeah.
And bring them into the mix. That would be honestly.
I know somebody said
It's
this.
kind of like their Flashpoint.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they fix it afterwards, but like, well, not fix it. They just bring back everything that was erased. But I don't know. I think that would be the most interesting. I'm just trying to think of ways where Janemba could come in because, again, like I said, the whole interdimension thing, that's kind of Aki. And also they went through like a dimension in the Broly movie, even though I guess that's not canon right now, unless they're planning on doing Broly somehow now after this or whatever. But
Yeah, because there's still no mention of Broly in the manga.
yeah, they're just touching Bardock now, so that's just wishful thinking on my end. But yeah, I don't know. Janemba, it would be Janemba for me, and also Cooler. I feel like what they could do with the Cooler stuff is that if they don't make him like Frieza's brother, they could use that as like giving us an official backstory to the Frieza race that we've never gotten in the entirety of Dragon Ball.
Right. like if he were like,
Why
like a
did Cooler do
rival-
what he did? Why did Cooler defect from the
rival-
Frieza race or
like line of like royalty? It's like how like
anything?
King Cold is like, whatever, the king or whatever, and the Frieza's like his prince. Cooler could be from like another family, but, like equal to Frieza in terms of like status.
I think you might be onto something, bro, because I feel like with how much Cooler stuff they've given us overall in Dragon Ball entirety, I feel like there's a reason why they haven't mentioned that nigga yet at all in the main series.
All right, so like if we look at the 2 movies that he's in, right, his whole thing is revenge for Frieza, which seems like a whole fucking waste for a character. Like,
I mean, to be
especially
honest,
for someone- 'cause he mentions too in the movie, like, I don't really give a shit about my brother, but the fact that
yeah, King Cold did the same
brother.
thing. In canon-wise, King Cold did the same thing. King Cold, when Trunks sliced up Frieza first, King Cold was like, "Yo, that was crazy. You want to be by my side? Cause you just washed my son."
Right.
And that nigga was pretty strong. He was like, "Yo, I'll give you money. You want a new weapon? I'll give you a new sword. You want another sword? I'll give you another sword. Like, you could sit by. I'll give you your own ship. You could have your own army." That nigga tossed Frieza to the side like it was nothing. So Cooler did the same
I would
thing.
want Cooler to be from the same race, but from another family of equal status. But he's just more tyrannical.
Yeah, that would be dope. Because the thing
Because
is,
one, he's bigger than Frieza. His final form, Cooler's already in, which Frieza has to like move up to. He's short as shit. Cooler's taller than him.
well, actually no,
Cooler
because
transforms.
remember, Frieza's quote unquote final form is his actual form. The other forms was yeah.
I know.
So that's technically his actual form. Cooler is the opposite. Cooler like off rip. Cooler's like, "Yo, I have this form." Yeah, he doesn't. He didn't do the multiple steps to his other forms. He just has his like final form, and then he has the Aki version, which I remember him saying in the movie, he's like, "Yeah, I'm significantly stronger than my brother because I actually know how to fight and shit." And
exactly.
Frieza was just always basing it off of his power.
Planet that he's on.
Yeah.
When he's using that form.
I mean, we see it with the fucking supernova attack and all that shit. Like, that shit is...
the whole Metal Cooler thing?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
That was fucking stupid.
I mean, Metal Frieza was literally alive for 10 minutes. Tops.
Right. And they, like, ditched that, so they do not need to do Metal Cooler. But they don't need to do Golden Cooler. Don't want to see that.
I could see him having his own form, not Golden. I don't want that to be like, because I know if we're talking race wise,
I don't want him to be like
Super Saiyan,
a
like
shadow character for Frieza. Like,
yeah, I also like I could understand if they do it like in Xenoverse, you have Golden Cooler. They based that off of the Frieza race being able to go Golden. I think I would like, and just like with Saiyans going Super Saiyan, whatever, I would like for Cooler to have his own Golden form, like. Cooler's blue, make that nigga Sapphire or something, or Emerald. Have him go Emerald, since if we're talking Frieza,
Cooler's purple.
whatever. Like, well, I was basing it off of like his overall thingy, but like, all right, let's say for example, again, that could also coincide with the whole royalty thing, right? Frieza's
if you want to kind of like meld Mecha Cooler and like a Golden Frieza form esque, he can be like a Diamond Cooler.
Anything. That goes back to the whole royalty thing. Since Frieza comes from royalty, Cooler his past can also come from a royalty family. He could go Diamond, Emerald, nigga. I don't know, Ruby, Sapphire, all the Pokemon games, nigga, all that shit. Pearl, nigga, throw all that shit in there, bro. They have. I feel like the way that they could do Cooler, it would be doing justice overall. It would obviously still circle back to Frieza, but it would be doing justice for both of them overall to not have them related and flesh out the Frieza race story. Maybe give them an official race name, because in the games, they just call them the Frieza race.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, okay, I guess. But,
very cocky.
yeah. Like, so I think that'll be the best thing to do. Canonize the Frieza race, give us an official name for them, give us Cooler officially, and give him his own form. And bro, that would legit be a fucking fire ass arc,
Yo,
especially.
let me get Toriyama on the phone real quick.
That nigga, you'll tell him that right now, and then 5 minutes later he'll forget what you said. You know
Yeah,
Toriyama.
deadass.
We know Toriyama, bro.
Deadass. You're gonna be in the manga studio like, what was he talking about? Golden cooler? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. No,
He said no. I said no. Don't do that. Oh, fuck.
That just means I gotta go out to Japan and write the shit myself.
It's a fact.
Because the whole purpose for Janemba's like showing up is for Gogeta. Because the whole reason they were able to beat Janemba is because he has the Stardust attack, which expels all evil and stuff like that.
That means that
Which
they could
Janemba was
canonize.
literally pure evil.
They could canonize Gogeta.
He's already canon.
Well, because of the Broly movie.
Yeah.
But the Broly movie is not canon.
Yes, it is.
It can't be canon if they're just if they're both.
No, it's canon
because
it's been decided it's canon already.
I mean, but how? Because of their look at their reaction based off of what they just heard in the chapter right now.
Right. But there was no mention of Bardock before in the movie either. So it would stand that their reaction would still be the same.
I guess. I would honestly. I think this was the perfect way to canonize Broly, if I'm being honest. This was this was his best backstory compared to his other backstory, which was essentially nothing, and they just made him a broken character. I think this is his best backstory, but then I have to go based off of like they didn't do the manga based off of him. Like they don't have nothing. We're just going based off of the movie. So I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah. I would love to see them like circle back to that.
And then Project says they didn't mention Broly in the manga before the morals thing. I would have to like go back and then look into that to see.
I don't remember. I also started like
vaguely about that.
I started the moral arc like right in the beginning. I think it was 43 or 44. So it was past anything post tournament. I think there was like a chapter that was in between the tournament and the moral arc, so I'm pretty sure it was there that they mentioned it. I didn't read that chapter. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, that would make it like official tissue. I mean, that nigga should have been popped up, bro. Look how much shit they had to go through.
Right.
He should have popped up during the moral arc when they were going around destroying planets for this nigga. Like, yo, you're gonna tell me the one planet they didn't get was Broly's planet? Really, nigga? Like,
probably felt that nigga's power level. It's like, yo, nah.
Well, at least Moro probably felt that because them other niggas, they were just going onto the planets and shit. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Bro. I need.
And yet another moment where Gohan shits the bed because
it's fucking Gohan, bro.
He was out there
nigga's
fighting
trash.
and he was getting his shit clapped.
That nigga Gohan is trash, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
And I know there's a severe Gohan fans in my chat right now, but
get that nigga all the
the
way.
true irony of it is Gohan was supposed to be your main character.
That nigga is a fucking. Don't talk to me about no mystic. Don't talk to me about no mystic. That nigga is a mystic trash bin. Like, get that nigga out of here, bro. The only time Gohan was nice was in the Cell Saga. That was the only time nigga. Even Mr. Gohan was cool for like 5 minutes. Then bro, you saw the Vegeta
and it
downfall.
became like a whole thing, and it's like, oh my god, bro, you're still doing this?
Not even like 5 minutes into him being Mr. Gohan, we immediately saw the Vegeta downfall. This nigga started talking shit. I was like, oh, it's GG's, my nigga. It's GG's for this nigga.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, he was already suffering that in the Cell Saga.
Well, I mean, nah, bro. Yeah, that is true, 100%.
He was like, no, he hasn't.
But the difference,
as much.
Actually, yeah, you're right because both times the enemy got sneak attacks in. Cell got the sneak attack. Well, not a sneak attack. Cell. Actually, I guess it was a sneak attack because nobody expected this nigga to fucking blow himself up. And then Super Boo is just like, yo, nobody's gonna see a part of my body slip and slide through these rocks and catch all you niggas. So
Exactly.
I guess technically
So-
they were both like attacks that they weren't expecting.
His greatest weakness is that he's singing.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's his greatest strength and his weakness.
No matter what
a
he
double-edged
does, he can be strong and stuff like that, and he can be empathetic and have like a sense of self with his like human side. But it's that same pride, bro.
Yeah.
It's literally written in his genetic coding for him to like want
Go-
to battle.
Everybody, all of them suffer. They have that kind of in similarity, but all of them have a different way of going about it. Cause like Vegeta has like the super cockiness. You see that in people like Bakugo and Sasuke too, where they're just like, I know I'm better than this nigga, so why am I losing?
Right.
Goku, well not Midoriya. Midoriya's pussy. Goku and Naruto, and I guess Luffy, you could say in a sense too. They're very like, yo, nah, this nigga looks mad strong. Yo, let me go first, my nigga. Chill. I want to fight this nigga.
Yeah.
And then you have like characters like Gohan. I don't know who that would really be like in. I don't want to say Shoto for My Hero because Shoto is a significantly better written character than Gohan.
I would say he's more equivalent to like Midoriya.
Yeah,
Midoriya,
except without the
they're on the same-
nerfing. Yeah, but yeah, like with Gohan's thing is the whole that it's just like I get the saying cockiness once I reach a certain level or whatever the case is, and then it's like I don't know, but he's also like he's never eager to fight. Like every time everybody like when they did the Frieza movie in the fucking in the anime, like when they did it like the canon way, I guess. When Gohan had to fight, Gohan literally looked at everybody like towards the end, after he was fighting, he's like, yeah, you guys are right. I have to save this planet because Mom and Goten and like Videl and the baby are here. And everybody's looking at this nigga like, no shit, bro. Why were you fighting before? Like, of course we have to save everybody. And then still ends up getting fucking washed, bro. Like,
No, even before that, his first question was, "Where's Dad?" Bro,
shut the
why
fuck
don't
up
you
and
just
fight.
go?
Yeah, like,
Just go,
come on,
like-
bro.
yeah. Like,
And then this nigga goes.
Gohan is.
He starts worrying about. He's like, damn. He's like, yo, Krillin, you sure? Because you have Mirin and Krillin is just like, I know Krillin at that specific moment wanted to look at it like he gave that nigga the look like, yo, bro. Nigga, did you forget everything that we went through on Namek? Nigga, Frieza's here.
Right.
Shut the fuck up, bro. If you don't start fighting, bro.
Only PTSD, and he still showed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Gohan's just like, I don't know. I have to study for a test. But if you don't, bro, nigga. Gohan got the
If it was
but
like
it was
Cell and Gohan. Sense.
nah, bro.
But it's Frieza. Gohan doesn't have any traumatic moments with Frieza,
Nah, bro.
except that he got spanked. That's it. But like, oh man.
And he didn't even get the worst of it, bro. Like fucking Vegeta damn near died. Krillin got killed.
Literally died twice.
Nigga, fucking Dende got 2 holes in his chest. Like, bruh.
Like if anything, he should have
Gohan-
more PTSD. Like
Gohan got let go easy in that
Ginyu
situation.
Force.
Yeah, that ass. So I could imagine him
You
feeling
were
a type of way when
violated.
Ginyu came and like was about to fight this nigga, but like, nigga, nah, bro, that shit is trash.
Poor Gohan. But what's it? 3.5. Whew. This is a long one. This is to make up for the last 2 weeks.
That's a
I
fact.
think we should do another 3 hours, but we're not gonna do that.
I think we've spoken enough on this one. We're up to snuff on a lot of the things that has happened recently.
Right.
And next week when we come back, we could go into what if finale. We can go into
I
guess
guess
we
more
could-
in depth in Venom.
I hope if I don't find nobody to watch it with next week because I get paid Friday, then I'm just gonna watch it online if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like the closest movie theater to me is 84th, and that shit is like $20 to watch that movie, and I know I'm gonna enjoy it. However, I've been spoiled as of recently going across county, and they have on Tuesday because they have a showcase cinema. So on Tuesdays they have the $9 movie tickets, and I would feel like I'm just like I don't know about $20-something to watch this shit.
Right. It's not worth $20. I'll say that.
Yeah, bro. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Yep.
That's about it, you guys. Thank you everybody for pulling up. Dudley, our guy Samuelito for pulling up. My son,
Samuelito.
he'll be back. He'll be back soon. You guys heard him, and we should have him back. I guess 2 episodes down the line. I think we should have him back. So not next week, but the following week he should be back by then. But yeah, definitely see. Are you gonna be streaming Among Us after this?
I don't know. Probably don't even have enough people to do like Among Us or anything like that. So I'll probably just play something different. I'll probably play like Dark Deception or something. I'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna hit the BRB and I'll see what I'll be streaming after. I might even do fucking Resident Evil 7. Who knows?
Did you finish it yet or?
Nope.
Yeah,
Well, I haven't turned on my Xbox in like weeks.
I'm gonna shut off this stream after the podcast, after I do the end screen for the podcast, but then I'll turn it back on in like probably like 20 minutes. I'm gonna go make something to eat real quick. We'll probably pay until dawn for like at least 2-3 hours maybe. Till whenever I get tired, we'll play until dawn.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for pulling up. You already know.
We the best. You the best.
I'm gonna win.
Okay.